Sweet, we're recording.
All right, bet.
So how's life, man?
It's going, man. It's pretty crazy. Not gonna lie. I
Yeah,
mean, trying to balance school, streaming, all this stuff. Yeah, it's
yeah.
definitely tough, man.
Uh, how old are you, man? I'm
I'm
24.
only six. I'm only 16, man.
Okay, all right. I thought you were older, man.
A lot of people say that actually. I've talked
You're
to a lot of people, and they also think I'm a way older. Nope, just
okay.
16.
People tell me I look like I'm 16, so
Oh, I mean, no
I
one
get
really
that.
like. I feel like I just sound like I'm older. Like, if you see me in person, I look kind of my age, but I sound a lot older than I am, and I act a lot older than I am.
Well, you definitely carry yourself like you're older, if that makes
I
sense.
mean, yeah. I mean, I've always
It's a
been the
good
type
thing.
of kid where if I'm talking with someone and they're just annoying and immature, it's just like, dude, come on. So I don't know. I try to make myself seem a little more mature because I know it annoys me when people aren't. So I don't know.
Well, man, I wish I was doing as well as you are when I was 16. When I was 16, I was just working at the movies, like
Yeah.
doing
I mean,
nothing.
it's definitely crazy. I mean, especially the last 3 months, I just blown up. I never would have thought this even happened.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I dry scooped my first scoop of G Fuel last night on stream.
Oh, I've done that before.
Yeah, I know
I've
you
done it
have.
twice. It's horrible. Which
I didn't
flavor
think
did
it
you
was
do?
that bad. I did Wampa fruit, so it's actually pretty
Oh,
good. But you're right though, man. Like I don't know what it is.
it's like
Something
tangy and like I don't know. I don't know if it's spicy or sour, but
I want to
it's
say it's
something.
kind of it's like yeah. I don't know if it's just because it's acidic or what, but it does. It gives
Yeah.
off like that spice almost. Caught me off
Yeah,
guard.
the first time I did it was with snow cone, and I inhaled like as I put it in my mouth, and I was like coughing G Fuel all over the place on stream. And the second time I did it, I had water next to me, so I don't know. It was a lot easier.
Yeah, I definitely like I showed them like yeah, like I really put it in my mouth and then I drank some water, and everybody's like, "Let's go!" So
Yeah, you have to do it with water, dude. Otherwise,
yeah,
oh, first time
otherwise
in the
it's
mistake of not having water.
otherwise it's like the cinnamon challenge. You end up like
Exactly.
inhaling it and throwing up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how long have you been streaming, man?
I've only been streaming for I think 3 or 4 months now, actually. I got affiliated on July 9th of this year.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I've always kind of like I mean, I feel like every kid always just tries to stream if they're into video games. They're just streaming, just see what happens to like their friends, whatever. I would always do that, and then I kind of started blowing up on TikTok, and then I started streaming, and more people started coming to my streams. So, I mean, that's where I am now.
Yeah, what are you averaging like viewer wise?
Like 60, 70, somewhere in there.
There you go, man. Yeah, that's good, dude. Um, my numbers have been weird, bro. Like yesterday was like the first stream where we averaged over 100 in like almost a month.
And
So,
I was watching you. I've been watching your streams like a while ago. You used to average what, like 120, one.
so before everybody went back to school and work and Ninja came back and stuff, I was averaging somewhere around like the 140s, 150. And I
Yeah.
applied for partner and they were like, "Yeah, like your numbers are good and everything. Like you have all the signs of like a healthy community that's growing, but we want to like watch you for like another 3 or 4 weeks to make sure you can maintain your current trajectory. So if things continue the way that they are, I think we'll be good. I heard the
Yeah.
second time you apply, if your numbers and everything check out, they usually give you like they get back to you within like a couple
How often
days.
can you apply?
Every three
Is
or
it
four
like a
weeks, I believe.
Oh, okay. Yeah, a few of my
Yeah,
friends just applied. They're still waiting on their uh response.
yeah. There's all kinds of circumstances. I talked to I got a buddy, Instigator TV. He's been on Twitch for like 6 or 7 years, and he's applied like 3 times. And he says like every time he's done it, he'll hit the numbers and stuff that he needs, but then he'll apply and like his numbers will dip, and they'll be like, yeah, you're not maintaining it. So it's a big
I
factor. And
mean, yeah, I've seen a lot of big streamers just not get it. I'm like,
yeah,
that's crazy, man. Like, you know who Young JM is?
yeah.
He didn't get it for I think he just got it like a couple weeks ago. And
Hmm.
he's what, 150,000 followers? That's crazy.
Well, I think they're very aware of how there's like a community of TikTokers now, you know? And so
Yeah.
like if you I mean, you look at all these TikTokers that are streaming and besides a couple of them, it's like they have like a viral video or two go off and they have a huge spike and then it comes down just as fast. So
Yeah.
they I think they just want to see that you can actually maintain it for a while, you know, before they like give you
Yeah.
that badge. But I mean, I'll keep applying, man, you know. Like
Yeah. I mean, that's
uh
also something I want to work towards is trying to get people in my stream naturally and actually wanting them to be there, not just being there because I had a blow up post, you know? So I want people to watch my stream because of me, not for, what I'm doing or what just happened in the recent events. I mean, I think that's very important in growing your Twitch community.
yeah. And I mean, I've been spending less time. I used to post like 5 or 6 TikToks a day, and
Same.
I've dialed it back, and I've cared more about like quality now, and so I'll
Yeah.
post like 2 or 3. Um, and I definitely I don't know what it is, man. I they say there's the algorithm and all that stuff, but I don't think anybody knows what's going on right now. Like I have no idea
No
what
one
makes a
knows, man.
video get views. You know, it's weird.
I think, yeah, like, I think like 3 or 4 months ago when I started TikTok, there was like a way I knew how to get on algorithm, right? Like
Yeah,
I only had, I want to say 20,000 followers and I was getting a million views on a video, like consistently. And it was crazy because like I was watching this YouTube video on like how to, what's it called? How to blow up on TikTok. And I was like, no way this works. So I started a TikTok, see if it would work. And I just blew up, just doing what the video said. And I'm like, wait, this is actually a
yeah,
thing.
yeah. No, I did something similar. Uh, and it seemed to work for a while, and then they changed something, and just people are like, oh, now you got to do this, you got to do that, and like it seems like
What
people are just
the
taking shots in
I
the
th-
dark.
yeah, I think what they so I remember they used to care about how many likes you got, right?
Hmm.
Now they don't care. They just care how long someone's watching the video. So I think if your watch time is over 85%, your video's gonna get pushed out. But like you could have 1,000 views and 900 likes and they don't care.
Yeah, I heard one thing that they do now is like the algorithm will push the video out, and it'll be like, all right, 3 seconds. Let's see how many people watch it for 3 seconds. And then after that test, it goes to like 5 seconds, and it'll just go out till until it gets to the whole length of the video. And if you get to the whole length of the video and people are still watching it, then obviously it's going to get pushed out, you know?
Yeah. I mean, if
So,
you TikTok's an app where they want people on their app spending more time, and if there's a video that's just people are just scrolling past, I mean, it's not worth TikTok's time
yeah.
to promote that, you know?
So I've noticed it myself. Tell me if you are guilty of it too. I've noticed like I feel like I understand why they don't care about likes as much anymore is because I've noticed myself seeing a video and I'm like, oh, that was pretty funny, and like I'll go past it and I'm like, wait a minute, like I should have liked that. And I'll go back and like it, but I'd guarantee you there's other people who are just scrolling, watching, they're not touching anything, you know. So I'm sure
Yeah,
that's why view time
I'm
is such a big
guilty of
deal.
that. I mean, like half the time I'm like, especially late at night, man, I'm just scrolling, and if something's
Yeah,
funny, I kind of laugh, and I'm like, yeah, keep scrolling. I mean, I think that's a lot of people do actually.
yeah. Um, so I've seen I've seen quite a few of your videos, man, and I don't what do you mainly do? Are you just you like doing the kind of like the streamer life ones where you're like, somebody's
Yes,
talking to you in chat and stuff, that's like your main thing?
I think so. I've talked to a few streamers, and they're saying like, if you can make streaming content, right, people will most likely be like, yo, what's your stream, you know? So and those videos are honestly just fun for me to make. So
Yeah.
I don't know, I like them.
Okay. Yeah, I've definitely I've been all over the place, man. I haven't been like consistently making one thing. I haven't made a skit in a while. Um,
Yeah,
I've definitely been making a lot of G Fuel videos and stuff like that.
those two pull in hella views, let me tell you.
Yeah, it's weird, man. I've seen some where I'm like, that guy literally just threw G Fuel in a cup, shook it up, took a drink, and gave a thumbs up, and the thing has like 30,000 likes. I'm just like, what
Yeah,
the
I know.
hell?
Some
Like,
things
there's
like
got to
that's
be
the thing about
something I don't
TikTok,
know.
man. I just feel like it's so random. Like there's no
Yeah,
like if you have a good video it blows up. I've seen plenty of good videos just have no views.
yeah. I mean, it definitely sucks when you spend time on a video and it doesn't do well. You know, it sucks.
Yeah.
and then you'll turn around and make a video, and it took you like 5 seconds, and it
I
does
know.
well. You're just like, man, what the hell is
Yeah.
the point? You know?
And do you ever have like a time where you're gonna post a video and you're like, dude, this is really funny. Like I think it's really gonna blow up. And like you just like think this video is so good, it's so good, and then you post it and nothing happens. It just doesn't do anything.
Yeah. I mean, I've noticed that if I kind of stray too far away from the content that I've made before, then yeah, it just doesn't do well. Like it's like
Yeah.
the people who follow you and like like check to see if you make new videos and stuff. If it's something they're not used to, they're just like, oh, what the hell, you know?
Yeah.
So it's weird, man. I know some people said that like when you get tired of doing the same things, you're supposed to stop using hashtags because those hashtags kind of trap you into a certain niche. But I don't know. Like I said, it's just people taking shots in the dark. I kind of stopped caring as much because it's just all he said, she said,
Yeah.
But
I mean, I don't really know. Like now when I post a video, I don't know if I should use hashtags or not. Because I've had videos where I use hashtags, they blow up. I'd assume because of hashtags. I mean, it's not that good of a video. And then I have videos where I don't use hashtags and it still blows up. So like I don't even know.
yeah, there's really no like clear answer. I mean, I definitely think the main thing is just you know just got to keep making quality content. It's definitely quality over
Yeah.
quantity, you
Yeah.
know. And I do feel like it comes in waves, man. I almost feel like the
Facts.
algorithm like limits you from blowing up too fast. Like it definitely feels like there's waves to it.
Yeah, I'm definitely on a downfall of a wave right now, let me tell you.
Yeah,
I
you could
mean, like,
tell. Yeah, I have no idea where I'm
just
at
like
right
your
now.
views. I mean, I don't even know, man. It's crazy. Like, uh, let's see here. Like the last, I want to say month, I gained like 400,000 followers, and now I'm like gaining like nothing a day. It's just like you gotta like. I think a lot about TikTok is you gotta post videos. Once you find something that works, you gotta like really, really post those videos and just over post them until it stops working, and then find something else. But
Yeah,
like you can keep that within your niche, and then that's like that's the key to success almost.
yeah. And then the hard part is finding something else that works.
Yeah,
That's the hard part.
yeah.
Do you
Like
know who John Z is?
I do not. I don't think.
He's a Australian streamer, and he's been posting these ones where it's like he's like the son and the dad, and the son's like, Dad, I really want a PS5, and he's like, I got you, I got it, son, and then it shows him like grabbing a toolbox, and he comes out, it's just like a PS2 and a PS3 taped together, and
Bro,
the kid's just
that's
like,
actually
what
funny.
the, yeah, yeah, no, they're good. He was telling me he made one where it was somebody's like, "Oh, do the Xbox," and like he just did like a trash can, and like people just hated on him, dude. They're like, "Come
Yeah,
on, man!" Like, uh,
that whole console thing. If you hate on one console, dude, they're
it's
all
like,
coming after you.
yeah, it's like picking a child. People are just like, "Oh, hell
Yeah.
no."
I mean, I never
Uh,
understood it. I mean, it's literally the same thing, just with different software. Like, the
yeah,
one's not better than the other one. It's like they both run pretty much the same games, same quality. I
it's
mean,
it's like Coke and Pepsi, Ford and Chevy. It's just another
exactly.
one of those things. I never really cared either. I had a PS2, and then I got a 360, and then I got Xbox One and a PS4, and just now I don't have anything. I just have the PC.
Yeah,
So
I've never really understood why people care so much. Like, I've never had an Xbox myself, so I can't really say that one's better than the other. But I honestly just don't understand it at all. Like, that's just one thing on the internet I'll never understand. This whole war between the two consoles.
yeah, and I mean, if you ask me, I think Xbox is they're gonna have to do something different because they just sales wise, they're just not cutting
Yeah.
it, man. Some people are saying they might just come out with like gaming PCs,
Yeah,
like
I mean that's
affordable
definitely the
ones,
better way to do, better thing to do, because like people spend what? How much is a console? 400 bucks?
500. It's like
400, 500?
yeah, that's what they usually cost. Yeah,
I mean, you can get like a, I mean, you can get a PC for that price. I mean, it's not gonna be your best PC, but you still unlock, you have all
yeah.
these other options of things you can do.
You're not gonna be streaming on it unless it's just chatting.
No, yeah. But I mean,
Yeah,
if you're just getting something you want to just play games with your friends, it's like
yeah,
you can buy a PC and you can play so many more games,
yeah. I mean,
and plus the
there's
games you can already play on console.
there's plenty of videos out there on YouTube where they call them like console killer PC builds, and you know
Yeah,
it's literally just them going, all right, we got the same budget as like you would spend on a Xbox with tax, you know, so it's like
yeah,
$600, you know, and they'll build something and it'll be better than a Xbox, but you got to know what you're talking about and stuff to figure that out, you
yeah.
know. So
And I also feel like a lot of people that get an Xbox or PS4 are kind of young, I'd say, and they don't necessarily know. Like they just want to play games, and then their parents are like, "Oh, well, here's an Xbox," you know. And their parents are gonna go do research on a gaming PC with the best budgets, the best prices, you know. I just
yeah,
think it's an easy solution to the problem.
yeah. I also think it's interesting because like I get a lot of my viewers will be like, hey, like I want to start gaming on a PC too. Like, can you recommend a PC? And I'm just like, I honestly like my knowledge is limited to what I have. So I would go watch some YouTube videos, and then I built my PC, so I don't have a pre-built, so I don't know like what
Yeah,
pre-built to recommend,
same.
you know.
I mean,
So
I do know of a few, so I always this is always my answer. Someone asks me, like, I have this much money, I want a PC. I'm like, type that into Google or YouTube, and then find your answers. Like, I'm not like a encyclopedia of computer parts.
yeah, people will be like, is it Intel something good? I'm like, I don't know, man. I have AMD. Like, I really don't know
I
anything
don't
about
know.
Intel. I just know that they're more focused on gaming, whereas like an AMD is better for like multitasking, you know. So
Yeah.
yeah, what do you have in your PC, man? What you got?
I actually just built one. So I have a Ryzen 9 3900X,
Hell
uh,
yeah, me too.
32 gigabytes of Corsair RAM. And then I have a 1060 still. I'm still waiting on the 3080 to even be available. But I mean, it's just tough, man. Like every time I was up the morning it launched, sold out. It's never been back in stock. So
I
I'm
mean,
just waiting
honestly,
there.
man, I think that it honestly might be a good thing because I'm reading that a lot of the cards are having problems because it's the first batch. They usually have, you know,
Yeah,
when people test them at their limits and stuff, they find out the issues with them, and it sounds like they crash for some reason. So
yeah.
they're working on a bunch of stuff. So when they come out, that
I'm
is supposed to be fixed.
I'm pretty sure that was a software issue. I was doing
Yeah.
some research on it. It was like a driver issue, but I think they updated all that.
Okay. That's good. Um, the only thing, like, cause I'm waiting for the TIs. I have a 1080 Ti, and
Yeah.
like I just it'll depend on, you know, if the little bit extra is worth like, you know, the price to performance ratio that the TIs
Yeah.
have. But I like, I don't know, I just like the ring to it.
Yeah.
TI.
TIs are always the better option if you're down to wait. But the thing is with my card now is it holds me back from like streaming like some different games. Like if I want to stream
Yeah,
COD, it just doesn't work. Like I can't.
that sucks, man.
Yeah.
Is there any way for you to like throw like another 1050 Ti in there or something? Can you put two cards?
Um. So I'm pretty sure if you want to use two cards, they have to be the exact same.
Okay, so you'd have to have another 1060.
And I feel like at that point, it's like, what's even the point of buying another one? I mean, like,
Yeah.
I was kind of on the fence of buying like a 2070 Super just until, the TI version of the 3080 came out, which is gonna be 6 months anyway, probably.
Yeah. I mean the way that I'm looking at it is like like I had a Ryzen 2700X, and the
That's what I had last.
thermal paste was going bad, and
Yeah.
I was like, all right, I don't know if it's I didn't know at the time. I was like, I don't know if it's a thermal paste, but it is overheating like crazy. And when I render videos, like it takes like 3 times as long as it's supposed to. So I was like, I think it's a thermal paste, but I do want to upgrade my CPU because, you know, I was seeing how long it was taking to render videos with that CPU, and I was like, it takes so much damn
Yeah.
time. So I went ahead and I upgraded, and I replaced the thermal paste on the 2700X, tested it. It worked like it was supposed to. So I'm saving that for like a streaming PC.
Yeah.
So that's the plan with that, and then I'll probably just throw the 1080 Ti in that, and then I'll have a dual PC setup. You know, just gotta order some basic
I
parts.
mean, like that was my original plan was to try to save as many parts in my old PC that I could,
Yeah.
like keep it as a streaming PC. But I was watching a Harris Heller video when he first got the 3080, and the dual stream PC like performance was just like a couple FPS over the 3080 with the
Yeah.
3900X. So I'm like, is it really that worth? Because I mean, you still have to buy like all the stuff to just make the two PCs interact with each other. I'm
Hmm.
like, I don't know if that's even worth it.
For me, it's so that I can have like I don't like having what do they call them? They're basically like cables so that you can plug more than one thing into one socket.
Oh yeah, like splitters.
Yeah, splitters and stuff. Like the thing with that is like I got no problem doing that, but you run into the possibility of like just overheating, power spikes, all kinds of stuff like that.
Yeah,
So I would like to have another PC just so I have more inputs, so that the one PC I have, I can have a controller hooked up to it. I can have whatever, and it's not gonna, take up all my slots.
yeah. That was one thing I looked for when I was like looking into parts. So I wanted a motherboard that had a lot of USB slots and stuff on it. And once I
Yeah.
found it, it's not really a problem anymore.
How many USB slots do you have? Because I think I have like six or
I think I
seven.
have 8 or 9, I want to say, and then I also have a
Okay.
USB Type 3 like extender that has like 6 more ports off of it. I don't
Jesus.
even use that many ports. Like, I don't really know why I need all of them, but I
Yeah.
mean,
If
I have
I
them.
if I use my controller to play like Rocket League or something, I have to unplug my Stream Deck, and
Oh,
so it's a pain in the ass. But
yeah,
the next thing that I'm looking at upgrading is my I want to get a real camera to stream with. After that, I think I'm pretty much
yeah.
good for now. Um, like I won't need to drop more money or anything. Dude, I had somebody on stream last night say that he just got like a bonus, like a work bonus, and he was like, do you have a wish list? Like, I want to support the stream, and I was just like, I thought about making a wish list, but I don't know how I feel about them. To me, it's just like, buy me this. But like, I also understand like there's the idea that people would like to see their money go towards something
Yeah.
specific instead of just like, oh, here's money, and then like you're gonna go use it on like groceries or something. Like, I get that.
I mean, I have a wish list, and from like a content side, it's pretty good because I just put like stupid stuff in there, like candy and just like random things. Not like a stream deck. I mean, I think I have that stuff on there, but it's like I don't actually want someone to buy me this. I kind of feel bad if someone spent that much money on a
Yeah.
stream deck for me. But like, I don't know. It's just easy to like make videos on. They're just like kind of content, they're just handing, and then you just make a video. Thanks, follow them back, and then there you go.
Okay. Yeah. I definitely I've been looking at my girlfriend's like I'll make one and like I go and look and she's got like Taco Bell shirts and stuff on there like I'm like okay. We'll definitely have to sit down and look at it. But people have been asking more lately. So, but anyways,
One
this
thing you
guy,
need to be careful of though, on wish lists. Um, I've had people that'll buy me something like someone bought me a $200 keyboard on there, and it just never showed up.
what
Like,
the
there's so
hell?
many things. There's so many ways that you can like buy something and just like fake it. I mean, so like whenever something's bought off there, I don't expect it's gonna show up at all. And if it does, great. But I don't know. There's just a lot of people
Yeah,
think it's funny
I guess,
just to
yeah.
do that.
Um but this guy was like um he's like, you said you wanted a camera, like what camera? And so I start telling him like, yeah, I'm looking at like the Sony A6 or the A6100 or something like that. But I was like,
Yeah.
that's too expensive. Like I'm not trying to get anybody to buy me that. That feels like I'm freeloading. And he's like, no, I just want to. He's like, I want to pay for like 30% of it. And so I was like, oh, okay. And he's like, so just find out how much like it costs and stuff like that. And I was like, I think altogether like with the capture card, the camera, the little tripod that I'm gonna get so that I can put it between the monitors and stuff like that. Like it's gonna equal like $1,000, man. I was like, that's too much money. And he's like, no, man. Does $400 sound good? And I was like, I guess. Like I mean, I don't know what to say. Um,
Yeah.
so he was like, yeah, I'll donate. So I was like, okay. I mean, I don't know what
Did
to
he
say
ever end
when
up
stuff.
donating or what?
He said he was gonna do it when he got paid, cause like
Ah,
he's getting his bonus. But I was just like, dude, the generosity that
I
some
mean,
people have is crazy.
I know. I mean, have you ever experienced someone coming to your stream and like they've never really been there before and they just kind of just pop off on the donation and everything?
Yeah, and I've been like, hey, do you want to play a game? Like I'm playing Call of Duty. Do you have it? They're like, yeah, I have it, but don't worry, man. Like I just wanted to support the stream. You don't need to do nothing. And I'm just like, what the
Yeah.
hell, bro?
Like last month, someone cheered, I think, 100,000 bits to my stream, and I was losing my mind. It was in the course of like 2 days. I was like, why are you spending this much money on me? Like, I just sit here and like play video games, and then I was like, dude, let me like follow you back, let me do something. He's like, nah, dude, I really don't care. I'm like, what? I don't know. It's since I'm so new to streaming, it's just confusing to me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the way you look at it is we're entertainers, man. It's the same thing as
Yeah,
like, having a tip jar. It's just,
exactly.
all it does is it makes me want to be better, It's like I
Yeah.
feel like I got to step up my game because like you want
Yeah.
to feel like the content and stuff that you're doing in your stream is worth that to them, Like you're not,
Yeah, like I was talking
yeah.
to Legend Daily, uh, and he's like, as a streamer, you make a lot more of an impact on people's lives than you actually think. I'm like, dude, that's so crazy that someone like I could actually like brighten their day just because I'm streaming, playing video games, doing what I love, and it turns out they love it too. I mean, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing that really gets to me, man, is people will come in and they'll be like, "Dude, I just want you to know that you saved my life." You ever had that happen?
Yeah, I have
And
had
I'm
that
just
happen.
like, I'm like, dude, like that's
Yeah,
awesome, man. I'm glad you're here. This and that, and I'll talk to him a little bit and try to get him in a game or
yeah,
something. But it's crazy, man. Like I mean, I don't know how much you know about me. I was in the military. I did search and rescue, so like my job was to save people's lives. And when I got out, I thought that was it. Like I was like, I don't think I'm gonna have
yeah.
like an impact on like that on anybody anymore. And it's amazed me like the impact that I've been able to have on people. And I just it would take a lot for me to quit now, man. Like I just
Yeah.
so much has happened over like the last 6 months. I don't think I could give up, even if I
Wait,
got
when
knocked
did
down
you
hard.
start streaming?
3 years ago, man. But I was in the military,
Really?
so deployments and overnight duty and stuff. I
Ah,
couldn't have a consistent schedule.
yeah, pretty on and off.
Yeah, I got out and I officially got out in June, but my like terminal leave, like the days you have saved up to take
Yeah.
off, I had like 40 something days saved up. So I was pretty much done at the end of April, beginning of May. So I
You
started
started
really getting
streaming
into
like
it.
every day.
Not
Nice.
every day, because I watched Terrace Heller and he
What
was
is?
like, he's like, if you're streaming every day, you need to dial it back because you need to be spending more time on content. So
Yeah.
I stream for like 2 to 3 hours. I started streaming Monday through Saturday, and then Sunday I try to like have a couple TikToks ready and have like I usually release like an episode of the podcast or something because like Sundays I just need that one day to like sit on my ass and do nothing and like
Yeah.
let my brain rest because days like today, man, it's like I wake up and it's just like I'm a chicken running around with my head cut off,
Yeah.
and then I have to stream. So it's like there's all that collabs, things like that. It's people underestimate how much work it is, man. And so
I
as
know.
a 16-year-old man, also dealing with school and stuff, man, it's not
Yeah.
nothing to shrug
It's
at, man.
I mean, like I've found where I'm like, it's like Sunday night, and I'm like, holy crap! Like I have to make a TikTok. I have homework, like all this stuff, and I'm like stressing out. So I've found that I think I'm just not going to stream on weekends. Just stream during the week, and then
Okay.
just take the weekends. Like I don't know, get caught up or just chill. Because I mean, it's definitely it takes a toll on your mental health, man. Just kind of like looking at these numbers all day, every day, posting content all day, every day. I mean, it can get to people, man. So you guys, I think the very important thing is you gotta realize that that's happening before it gets too far, and then take a step back and just kind of relax a little. There's a lot of people that just go crazy at it. They're going mentally insane, dude.
When I was peaking, like I had like one day I started and I had like 632 viewers. Like
Yeah,
I had an anxiety attack, dude, because I was just like I was so overwhelmed, and I was already burnt out, and then it was like now I
yeah,
gotta like try and make sure that these people stay, and that my other issue was I looked at the viewer count too much. I'm very like data driven, so like I like to see that, but I've started looking at it less and less. Um, and so like starting at 632 viewers and then like seeing it go down and just trying to stay entertaining and trying to figure out what game to play and people wanting to play and just everything. It was a rough day. And
yeah,
I mean everybody was like, "You're all right, take a break, this and that." And I was like, "No, like I feel better now that I know that, like, now that I was honest with you guys and let you know that something was going on. I feel better." So
yeah. It's
but yeah.
definitely like overwhelming, and it can definitely kill your stream if you start with a lot of people, and then you look over and you're like, why did 300 people just leave in the last 30 seconds? And I'm like, what? and then it's like, what am I doing wrong? You start to overthink things. I mean, I've definitely had that with myself in the past.
So the one thing that's made me feel better about that is we're both. I assume most of your audience is from TikTok, right?
Yes.
So what is TikTok? It's you scroll through and it's short videos and you just keep going. So like I think what happens is they come in, they're like, oh, cool, what's up, and then they see somebody else is on and they go to somebody else. Like, it's just they're
Yeah.
used to that like short attention span type of. Yeah, I'm guilty of it too, man. I'll pop into somebody's stream and be like, "What's up, man? How you doing?" And then I'll see, oh, one of my other buddies is on. I'll go say hi to him and just like I'm not chilling in one person's stream all day, so you can't
Yeah.
blame them. So it's a lot to ask for somebody to hang out for 4 hours or something.
I know.
So I do look at my average view time though. I don't know if you know that's a metric you can look at. You can see how long
Yeah.
like the average person watches it. Yeah, and for me, it's usually somewhere between like half an hour to an hour. So
Yeah. I think mine's right at 45 minutes.
that's good. Yeah, like as long as you have a steady flow of people coming in, you should be hanging around at steady numbers.
Have you tried going live on like TikTok when you're streaming?
Yesterday was the first time that I was pretty much live on TikTok the whole entire time. But my issue with that is like if it's just you and you have two chats, one of them's gonna suffer more than the other. But I have my girlfriend hanging out with me yesterday, and so she was kind of interacting with the TikTok while I'm interacting with the stream, and we are just kind of going back and forth. And the
Yeah.
stream was just like I said, it was one of the best streams I've had in a while, and I think it was just people could tell that we were both having fun, and my girlfriend's super
Yeah.
supportive. So
I mean, that's crazy, man. I mean, what do you think you actually blew up off of? Was it? I'm pretty sure I saw your videos a while ago when you were sitting at your desk and your girlfriend came up and it's like, "How was the stream today?" And you're like, average like 30 viewers, and then now you're over here averaging 100, and I'm like, dude, that's crazy, man. I
um,
feel like
go ahead.
those girlfriend videos of like, I don't know, just like, just being supportive. I feel like that definitely like makes people want to support you even more. I
Yeah,
don't know if that
I
makes
feel
sense,
like
but
they've definitely hit their ceiling though. Like there's
yeah,
definitely people who have done it. I get tagged and stuff all the time. People are like, hey, this person's copying you, and I'll watch it and it's the same thing. It's like the girlfriend coming in asking them, hey, how was the stream? Like, oh, I averaged 2 viewers. It was awesome, and then you go look at their Twitch and a bunch of people have followed them. Like it's like people
yeah,
almost move on to the next one at this point. Um, so I have like my loyal viewers, and I've kind of dialed it back on the like girlfriend ask me questions stuff. I
yeah,
usually when I get stuck, that's when I'll be like, all right, babe, find a comment. She's like, okay, I'll go look for one, and so she'll find one, and people are always like, oh, this is so fake, and I'm like, no, like she legit goes and finds a comment. I know it's coming, but I don't know what it's gonna be. She might
yeah,
ask me, hey, should I ask like somebody's asking about Fortnite? I'm like, that or and then she'll be like this one or this one. I'll be like either one's fine. So I know that like one of them
yeah,
might be coming, but it's not like I'm practicing what I'm gonna say. She
yeah,
does. She's camera shy, and she's getting better at being in front of the camera. But because people are always like, oh, like it's fake because like you can tell the way she asked and stuff like this. But I guarantee you, she's like rehearsing in her head what she's gonna say because she's nervous to mess up. You know.
yeah. That
So
was
there's
definitely
definitely
me when
that
I first
aspect.
started TikTok. I mean, I don't think I even showed my face on TikTok till I was after I think 100K.
Really,
Yeah,
that's
and then
interesting.
I've found that connection that you can make with people when they can actually know what you look like, it definitely helps a lot. Like whenever I see someone and they come in my chat, like, how do I stream or how do I get more viewers? And I'm like, well, the first thing I have to do a face cam. And they're like, no. I'm like, well, that's your first problem. You
Same
need to make
here.
that connection with people.
Like people ask me to like, hey, like I for my birthday, I can either ask for like a webcam or a mic. Like which one should I get? And I'm like the webcam, hands down. And they're like, why? Like, shouldn't I sound better? I'm like, dude, I would much rather come in and hear a crappy headset mic but be able to see you than I would like come in and like you sound good but I can't see you. I don't know who the hell's talking. Like,
Yeah.
it's just yeah, it's that. I feel like the days where you could just literally play a game and they just see the game, those days are pretty much gone.
Yeah.
Can't do that anymore. Because
Because
people
a lot
always
of
be like,
times, yeah. Here, go
pe-
ahead.
people will always be like, oh, what about so and so? And I'm like, that guy started like 4 years ago, you know.
Yeah. I
And
think a
usually
lot
they
of
have
it
to
is,
be
yeah.
they
Yeah.
have to be like really
If
good at
you're
the
like,
game.
that's what I'm saying. Like, the only people that can really get away with that is if you're not really a content creator and you're more of a competitive side of something. So you're just really good
Yeah.
at the game. So people are gonna watch you because you're good at the game you're playing. They're not gonna watch you because you're funny, because you're, you know,
Yeah.
it's a lot of, there's two things. I think if you're good and you can be funny, it's like that's like the holy grail of how good you can be, I guess.
Yeah, like my whole thing has always been like I post game clips that are funny or I do something stupid. Like there was one I posted that people thought was just hilarious because I got like stunned. They call it in Warzone, right? So like I'm
Yeah,
stunned and my guy is all slow and I'm just spraying all over the place. And like you can see that my mouse, I'm moving it like super fast because of the way they got my guys moving.
yeah,
But I kill the guy, and I'm like, holy shit, man! And then like I look over and there's an ammo box that he had dropped, and I shot the ammo box, and I thought I was far enough away, but it downed me. And so like that was the end of the video. Like I've never made a
yeah,
video where I'm like, oh, check out this, I'm the king of sniping or something. I never. And then the other thing
yeah. I
is
mean,
like,
I think I saw the video you posted yesterday, where it's like a lot of people are claiming they're the best sniper,
yeah,
and then it cuts to like some super funny. I thought that was funny.
yeah. That's totally my personality, man. I like it's always weird when I get somebody new on the podcast. You're one of those people where like we played games and I was surprised. I was like, oh, he was down to join them right away. Like I like that. Like you were not hesitant at all, and like just joking around with you and playing, I could tell that we would get along pretty well. So I was like,
Yeah,
I gotta get him on the podcast. Um,
I mean, I get along with a lot of people. I
that's
mean,
good,
I'm
man.
I'm never the type of person to not like someone unless they're like actually mean or you know.
Yeah. Um, But dude, the thing that always cracked me up about your videos was that you always use that same like dramatic song. the,
Oh, I
the
know.
it's so funny, dude. Like it's like I told you and you're like, yeah, I know, man. Like the why is it spicy thing. That is like a total meme with me and like some of the
I
people that I
know.
play with all the time. Have you
Like when
heard
I
it?
did
Like
that, yeah.
it's so
Like
funny, dude.
I did the G Fuel challenge, and then like it was kind of like tangy, spicy-ish, and I was like, wait, I could say this, and I was just saying like, why is it spicy? And the whole chat was like laughing. Like I thought it was funny when I went back to edit the video. I was just dying watching it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that was the first one I saw. And I showed my girlfriend and she's like, and I was just like cracking up. She's like, why are you laughing so much? I was like, that's so, like, I was like, that's funny as hell, man. Like, you said, why is it
Yeah,
spicy?
but like people don't believe me. Like G Fuel, like it's not. I don't want to say it's spicy like you're eating a chili, but it's like so tangy
Yeah.
and yeah, it's weird, man.
No, I got you. I told yesterday, like I said, when I did it, I was like, oh, that's what he's talking about. Like, I was like, it's kind of spicy,
Yeah.
like there's something there. Um, how big are you into the G Fuel? Like, have you tried a bunch of flavors?
So I have 3 tubs right now, and
Okay.
then I bought I think 1 or 2 starter packs. I don't remember what flavors are in there. I used to be super into it, but I've found that it's great for streaming. But if I'm trying to do something after I stream, like if I want to go do homework or make some content, like I'm passing out. Like I'm so tired. Like I don't know, man. Like, it's good because it gives you that boost during your stream. It tastes good, it's not like chalky or, has a bad aftertaste like some energy drinks, but like I'll just find myself crashing like at the end of the day.
Are you pretty like consistent with how much you drink G Fuel and stuff like that?
Yeah.
See,
I
so
I, I never go over 1 cup ever.
I was when I was in the military, I had the same problem. Like we would stay up for like I think the longest I ever stayed up was like 3 days straight. Where I didn't sleep at all, and
Jesus.
like because we were out there chasing drug runners and stuff like down
Yeah.
south. Oops, didn't mean to hit my mic. Um, so like I know what it's like to be like straight up addicted to caffeine. Like you literally go through withdrawal. Like you get the shakes and like a headache and like
Yeah.
sweats and stuff like that. And I was getting to that point pretty recently, like a week ago, where I was like, all right, I got to dial it back. So I've been dialing back how much caffeine I take in because I was drinking like some days I was drinking like 450 milligrams. I would have like one
Yeah.
can because I would do a review on it, and I was like, oh, I cannot like not drink the can. And then
Yeah.
by the time I get like halfway through the stream, I'm like coming down off of it, and people are like, "Get some more G Fuel," and I'm like, fuck it, I'll just I'll
Yeah.
drink some more. And then yeah, no, I've had to dial it back because it's just like I was starting to get sluggish when I didn't have it, and
Yeah. Like I've only found myself drinking G Fuel when I think I actually like need the energy boost. Like I can most time I'm tired. I'm a lazy person, I'm gonna be honest. But I can find energy and make myself like I don't know, seem excited and have energy. Um, if I'm really not that tired, if that makes sense. But if I'm like okay, well I like need something, then I'll drink some G Fuel. But it's not like a thing where I drink every day 'cause I feel like I need
Yeah.
it every day. It's just like I don't know.
Yeah. No,
It's definitely yeah.
I've been playing with my channel points rewards, and there's a couple things like I have like push ups and
Yeah.
squats and chip ASMR, just stuff to keep me doing things. Because I feel like that helps keep me like
Yeah.
energized and in it and stuff. So I definitely say that helps. I will say that I just came out with a new reward not too long ago where it's like like send you a G Fuel care package where it's
Hmm.
like I'll send you a can. They I don't know if you saw I had a TikTok way back, I think back in like June, where I had reached out to G Fuel and I was like, hey, I'm doing a charity stream and I'm giving away G Fuel. I was just reaching out to see if maybe you guys would like to like make a donation or sponsor the stream or whatever it is, and they're like, oh, we don't do sponsors right now. And I was like, okay. And then so people liked me giving away the G Fuel so much that I ordered like 200 packets. I
Hmm.
was like, I'm just gonna give these packets away over time. And they sent me 600. So
Jesus.
I've just been riding the G Fuel train because I have so much of it to like give away and use it for videos and stuff like that. And I'm like, I don't understand how, because people keep asking me like, why don't you have a code and stuff? And I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know how it works. I think
Yeah.
it all depends on the content you're making and stuff. I'm actually editing my first YouTube video that's G Fuel related, so I'm curious to see how it does because I know a lot of my audience on TikTok is really into the G Fuel. Um,
Hmm.
It's on the energy crystals that I got recently. They're like those pop rocks.
Yeah, I saw those.
Yeah.
Are they any good?
So the sour flavors, I'm gonna be honest, I was just like they're too sour and the flavor is just too weird. But the blue ice and the green apple are great, man. Like I would definitely order more of those two flavors.
Nice.
They're good. My girlfriend really likes the blue ice ones. I had to tell her I was like, hey, I'm using those for a video. Stop eating them.
Yeah.
But they're only like 35 calories and 60 milligrams of caffeine, so it's like a cup of coffee.
Oh, so it's not as bad as like a whole cup of G Fuel.
No, yeah, it's definitely like a little pick me up. But
I have to
the
check those out.
stream, yeah, you should, dude. The stream really likes them because like I do the chip ASMR, so then I'll put them in my mouth and I'm just like right here and they're
Oh,
popping and stuff, and they're like, oh
yeah,
baby, they like it. They think that's
yeah.
funny. Um,
I mean, I've watched your stream before. Do you just have like a bag of chips next to your desk, and
I keep a
whenever someone like,
I keep a
oh,
container. Got to keep them fresh.
yeah. I mean, whatever works, man. You are Danny Dorito. You should have some Doritos on hand.
Yeah. So like I used to wear a Dorito bag on my head and stuff. That
Yeah.
was like kind of like what helped me blow up, I think. And then once I got big enough to where it was like I want to turn this into a business, my lawyer's like, yeah, until we can like get to the point where we can actually like reach out, like once you make like Twitch partner and stuff like that, we can actually like reach out to Doritos and see if they want to like do something. But until then, you should probably stop doing that just for like copyright reasons and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I trademarked the name though. The trademark, like the name is, because that was the issue. Was like if we upset them, they can just go after us and be like, hey, you can't have
Yeah.
Dorito in your name. So yeah, Danny Dorito 23 is staying. That's my name. So that's cool.
I mean, trademarked. I mean, you're pretty much safe. So
Yeah.
do
I mean
whatever you
we're
want.
yeah, like everything's being finalized and stuff, but it's pretty much a done deal.
Yeah.
So um, but yeah, it feels like there's never. I talked to John Z about this. I don't, like you said, you didn't know who he was. But I definitely encourage you, just because your personality and stuff. I encourage you to go check out some of the podcasts, like skim through them, because there's
Okay.
definitely some people that I think you would get along with. And I mean, on this podcast we talk about just being a creator and life in general.
Yeah.
So I'm sure there's some stuff that you'd be like, oh, like you know, totally makes sense and stuff like that. But I was talking to him, and I just feel like I'm at this point where there's never something I couldn't be doing, to improve. and it makes it hard for me to relax. Like
Yeah.
I have a hard time sitting down and like watching a movie without like looking at my phone, checking to see
Yeah.
how a video's doing, or answering some DMs. And that's the one part that sucks about being like a full-time content creator, you
Yeah.
know. But so like I said, I can't imagine having to do schoolwork too, and keep your grades up and
Yeah.
stuff. I'm sure it's
I mean, I've definitely found where I'll be sitting, like I'll be trying to do content, do something like while I'm in class, and then I end up with a few missing assignments. Like last night, like I went to sleep at 8 a.m. this morning,
yeah.
right? Just because I was doing assignments, you know, and it's just like it's hard because I don't actually have time every day to go like if I'm in class, we're doing online school still, right? And the teachers want us there all day, so it's 6 hours, like just 6 hours of my life gone, and I value my time like a lot. Like I like, and if
Yeah.
I'm trying to make a video, I don't have time to make a video, stream, do my homework, all this stuff like during the day. So I've found where I will I'll do this very carefully. So if I actually understand what's going on in the class, right? It's like, do I really need this extra practice? If I know what's happening, like I actually know it, and then I'll take that time. I'll make a TikTok, right? And then after school, I'll make sure that I know everything, and then I'll go back and turn everything in.
Okay.
But
Yeah, I tried to get way back in the day. It was actually that G Fuel video, the one where I got all those packets. I was like, hey, like whoever
hmm
gets the most likes on their comment, I'll send you some G Fuel. Young Jim commented, and he won because he was like, the boys got me.
yeah,
And so I made another TikTok, and I was like, hey, I'll send you a whole box. The only thing I gotta ask is like, would you want to be on my podcast? I'd love to like talk to you and learn some stuff from you. And he said yes. And then when the time came, I don't know if it was because he was just now and then blowing up, and his parents were starting to get involved. But he was like, "Hey man, like I I wanted to do it, but I can't. Like there's just too much going on." But I would have, man, it would have been so interesting to talk to him and see how he was doing with like school starting back up, and him, like literally blowing up. Like I
yeah.
mean, I
And
mean,
I
yeah,
don't know if you watch him, but a lot of people, like if I'm in his chat, I'm not gonna. He's losing viewers, he's losing followers, but everyone's like, "Dude, you fell off." I'm like, guys, it's TikTok. He could gain 1 million followers tomorrow, right? And that's the thing. Like, I feel like people stress too much on how many followers they have, how well they're doing, how many they're gaining. I'm like, guys, you can literally gain so many followers in one day. Like, just don't even worry about it.
yeah, my biggest focus, like I stopped caring about the follower count. Like obviously there's those milestones and stuff you just want to celebrate and say
Yeah.
thank you. You know, like on Halloween we're doing like a big 100K celebration stream. Like I'm dressing up. People aren't gonna see this until after. I'm dressing up as the Joker. Like I got like the full suit and everything, dude. I'm so
Nice.
excited. Um, so I'm doing that. Like we're gonna dye my hair green and everything, and we're just gonna play games and goof around. I'm giving away a tub of G Fuel, like just something to celebrate hitting 100K on TikTok. Because I know some people, they're like, oh, like I hit 100K like super quick, Like I mean, this like dude, like like your shit is just blowing up.
Yeah.
Like getting to 100K was a grind for me, man. Like I've always been very like I care more about having like a very strong connection with people and answering comments
hmm
and all that stuff. Like I think that's why I've gotten to where I am, is because like the interaction is what I'm focused on. Like I always tell people, because they're like, "What's your favorite part about streaming?" I'm like, interacting with you guys. Because if I
Yeah.
wasn't, you guys weren't here, I'd just be playing a video game.
Exactly.
So that's my biggest focus. Is no matter how much I grow, how small I get, whatever. I just want to I want to stay myself, be genuine.
Yeah.
You know, read everything I can. There's definitely like times I did a tournament where I was like, I turned off the channel points rewards. I told them, I was like, hey, I can only talk between games and stuff like that, and they still stuck around. So I mean, like they definitely understand when I like dial it in and get serious sometimes, but
Yeah.
most of the time, I the gameplay is not my main focus. It's like 50-50
Yeah.
basically. And
I mean, for me, like I'll be playing a game. I honestly don't even care like how I'm doing in the game. I'll just talk to people. Like I just screw around with chat, and it's
yeah.
fun and we have a great time. But yeah.
Well, there's been times where I'll be playing and I'll just be getting my ass handed to me and like search and destroy or something. and like
Yeah.
I'm getting pissed off, and like people will be like, "All right, man, have a good night." Like that's when they start to like check out, is because like they know I'm not having a fun time, you know.
Yeah.
So there's definitely those times. I've also started to pay a lot of attention to what games I'm streaming. So like if like Among Us is one that I've avoided because it's been blowing up so much that like there's no way like anybody's gonna find you on that list no matter how big you are, because there's just
Yeah.
tons of people on there streaming to like thousands.
Mm-hmm.
Like Phasmophobia, when that first kind of blew up, that first little wave, like a couple days before, like when people were first talking about it, like I
Yeah.
streamed it and it did fantastic. And then a couple days later, I tried streaming it and my viewer count just dropped to like the 40s. And I was like, all right,
Yeah.
time to raid somebody. You know, like I didn't want it to keep going low or just chill that low because of the whole partner application thing. Because I was still waiting for an answer.
Oh.
And yeah, so I pay a lot more attention to like what the viewer to streamer ratio is now in games. Rogue Company's a
Yeah.
great one to stream right now, man.
Is it?
Yeah, I know people who have just started streaming that are averaging like 16 people playing that
Really?
game. Yeah.
I
So,
have to check it out.
I mean, I like it too. I like it. It's fun. It's also it can be round based. So like between I feel like the round thing is really good for if you're interactive with your chat, because between rounds when you're dead and stuff you could just talk, you know.
Yeah.
I think that's why Search and Destroy is pretty big for me. Because like I talked to Bad Bear Gamer. I don't know if you know who he is. I collab with him a lot. Um, he's pretty similar in size. He was talking about how when he switches to like Search and Destroy, like he just doesn't get as many viewers because he's so like Warzone focused.
Yeah.
But I don't know about you. I've because I know you said you're limited to like what you can play because of your PC. But
Yeah.
I spend a lot of time trying to decide like, all right, what can we play today? You know, stuff like that. I'll do polls, things like that. I like to change it up because it's the whole variety streamer thing. You know,
Yeah.
I'm rambling, but that's basically what I'm trying to get to. Is like I think that's a big important thing too, is to be able to play pretty much anything. You don't want to trap yourself into like one game.
That's definitely something I've found is, I know you don't enjoy Fortnite. I don't really anymore, but I play it because that's what all my viewers like to see. And I'm trying to like
Mm.
slowly inch out of that. I really want to get into the COD scene, but I've found where I'll average 77 people playing Fortnite, and then I'll switch to COD and I'll average like 32.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
it's rough.
that's going back to, I want people to watch my stream for me so I can play whatever game I want and people will still watch me. Like, that's
Yeah,
that's why I look up to Legend Daily so much. Like, I'll pop in his streams every once in a while, say what's up, but he'll be streaming, a Rogue Company, 120 viewers, uh, at really any game he wants. Like some of these games I've never heard of before, and he's the same people in his chat, like just saying what's up, supporting him. So
yeah. I mean, we're kind of in a lull right now, but I mean, I can't wait for Cyberpunk to come out. I can't wait to stream that
yeah,
because I mean, I think when a big game comes out, like I wish that I had been really into streaming when Red Dead 2 had come out, because I would have loved to have streamed that one.
yeah,
But if you stream it now, it just doesn't have the same audience retention. Um, but like I can't wait for Cyberpunk to come out. The new Call of Duty. I think where my strength is going to be is a lot of people that I've been talking to, like fellow streamers. So like I just want to play multiplayer in Warzone, maybe a little zombies. For me, it's like that. The first thing I'm doing is I'm streaming that whole entire campaign in one sitting, because that's me. I got to play through the whole campaign and then I can get into the other stuff. You know, like
yeah,
I love Call of Duty because like Call of Duty, or was it Black Ops 4? I was upset that one didn't have a campaign, because that's usually the first thing I get into. You know, it's like a little movie before you play the whole thing.
yeah.
So
I don't know if Cold War is actually going to do that good on the content side of things, because I feel like for Modern Warfare, a lot of things is you watch a TikTok of like Lucci making a class video, right? And like all these things. But I feel like on COD, like how many videos you see of a multiplayer based uh Call of Duty, like a video on multiplayer in COD? It's like you don't see that many videos. It's all Warzone, right? And isn't the Warzone just gonna go back to Modern Warfare and play the Warzone on there, like when you
uh
launch?
I don't think so. I think what the rumor is they're gonna nuke the map in Warzone, and like it's basically they're gonna be like, all right, so like here's like a whole new part of Verdansk or whatever, and that's gonna
Yeah.
be like, the Blackout 2.0 or whatever. So I think there's still gonna be those people that only care about Modern Warfare because it's such a different
Yeah.
feel, and they really did like nail it. I still think the biggest problem that game had was the bugs, man. There's a lot of people who are
Yeah.
like the download's too big, and then when I play it, it's broken. So
Mm-hmm.
if they had fixed the bugs more, I think it would have retained even more. I think Zombie Royale definitely gave it some more life again. You know,
Yeah.
like it needed that. But
I mean, Zombie Royale's fun as hell, man.
it is, man.
It's like I think my dad's gotten mad at me a lot of times when I'm playing with my friends, and then we're just like screaming because we're a zombie, just like freaking out, and it's just a lot of fun. Like we don't really actually care if we win. It's just so much fun to run around as a zombie and smack people and get the syringes and try to get back.
Yeah, yeah. No, they. I think they really nailed it. I still don't understand. Maybe you can explain to me, but people keep commenting on that and they're like, "Ah, Fortnite copied it, or this copied Fortnite," and what's going on there? They did a
It's
Halloween event.
it's if you die, you turn into a zombie, but that's like
Completely
cool.
different.
They've done. Yeah, I mean, like it's not like you go around and you try to kill people and you come back. It's like I don't know. I feel like Fortnite's just still like killing their game. Like, because now I played a game like I played one game like 2 days ago, and people just leave once they're a zombie because there's no chance you can come back. Right? You're just
Mm,
stuck as a zombie, which is I don't know. I want to get out of Fortnite as soon as possible.
yeah, I definitely like. I went back and gave it a second chance. So many people wanted me to play it, and when I did, they were like, finally, and like it was crazy. I had like 240 people watching while I tried it again. But once people realized like, no, he's serious, like he doesn't like it, and like he's not good at it either. Because like for me, I can shoot and get kills and stuff, but as soon as they build a house around them, I'm like, what the hell do I do now? I don't know how to build.
Yeah. Like
I don't
that's
know how
like
to build.
I'm good at Fortnite. Like I can like I win most of the fights I take. It's just like I don't have fun anymore. And that's like
Hmm.
the biggest thing for me is if I'm not having fun, no one's gonna want to watch my stream.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
Like my what? My mom walked in my room, sorry.
It's all right. You good now,
Yeah, we're chilling. All right.
dude?
I
I
thought
wanted
I
to.
looked over and I thought my cat was opening my door and turns out it's my mom.
Oh.
But yeah.
So like yesterday, I was like, I'm gonna play um Call of Duty and then maybe some Rogue Company or Rainbow Six.
Yeah.
And like I'll just get into a groove and then people be like, when are you switching to Rainbow Six? And I'll be like, you know what? I don't think I am. And they'll be like, oh, they're upset and everything. I'm like, but dude, I'm having fun, man. Like
Yeah.
this is what I want to be doing right now. And they'll be like, okay, like when are you gonna play Rainbow Six? And I was like, I promise, or I'll get some in this week. And I will. I'll hop in and if the I could tell if the viewers are having fun and I'm having fun and we're just vibing, that's
Yeah.
obviously best case scenario. But then there's other times where like I'll be having fun and then like I don't know, I'll start playing bad or something like that, and you can tell that like it just kind of kills the whole vibe.
Yeah.
But I think the thing that I'm gonna start doing more is my girlfriend is like, we should do that again. Like just she'll hang out. It was like, oh, I'm gonna go use the restroom. So she'll play a game, or like Saturday night we played Zombie Royale and we just switched back and forth. I would play a game, she'd play a game.
I think I watched that stream.
Yeah, it was fun, man. Like, and she's played Warzone before. Like, I have a laptop that I used when I was in the military. Like when I'd go on
Hmm.
deployments, I would bring that, and so she's hopped on there and played Call of Duty with me before. So like she knows how to play Warzone. So people are like, damn, she's actually pretty decent. I'm like, she's played before, you know. So
Yeah.
I've thought about the idea of like she doesn't want to like stream on her own. To her, that's
Yeah.
she's got anxiety. It's just too overwhelming. It's just she just doesn't want to do that. But what I have thought about doing is when I do get a nice camera, like maybe just setting up the webcam. So if she ever does play, she's got like her own
Yeah.
camera, so people can see her
Yeah,
playing.
I've done that before. Like my friend, they'll turn on their camera in Discord, and we'll have two like cameras on the screen. If I'm playing like duos with someone, it's cool 'cause you can see both people.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I think I might try doing that. I think that would be Interesting.
Yeah.
It'd be different. Um, so dude, I want to get into because like there's no like topics or anything, but like things come to my mind. How are your parents about all this stuff? Are they pretty supportive? They're like you do you, or they get on you
So,
about schoolwork?
I mean, when I first started, like, I would be like, look, I have 20,000 followers. And I'm like, cool. Like, what are you gonna do with that? And like, my dad was always like, when are you gonna make money? I'm like, Dad, that's not the point of this. Like, I do it because it's fun. He's like,
Yeah,
well, whatever. And then I think slowly over time, like now they're definitely more supportive than they were. Like they used to be like, "Well, stop streaming, get your schoolwork done," and I'm like, "I will. Like, just chill. Like, I'll do it." But they like, "No, do your schoolwork first." Like, but if I stream then, like, no one's gonna watch my stream, and like, I don't think they really understood it yet. I think they're starting to understand it more and more and more. And as they understand it more, they're more understanding of what I need to do. You know, and they're just kind of managing, make sure everything's going good.
okay. Well, that's good because like I have people come into my stream and they're like, hey, like same age as you, like they're like 15, 16, and they're like I'm starting school and like my parents don't want me to. They tell me I can't stream. Like, what do I do? And I'm like, well, man, like the way it was for me growing up is my parents like as long as your grades are good, like we don't have a problem with what you're doing, but as soon as those grades slip, like we're gonna have an
Yeah,
issue. And so like I had friends who were like, oh, like you're lucky you could play Call of Duty and stuff because I was like 14, 15. But my parents were like, no,
yeah,
you're keeping your grades up, you're mature enough, like you can go ahead and do it.
yeah.
But like I do get that there's some kids out there that you know they're not mature enough to play games like that, or it really just depends on the person.
And
I
yeah,
could
and
see how
I don't
like
know
they
if you,
could let their grades
yeah, I don't know
suffer.
if you get this question at all, but does anyone ever come in your stream and be like, how do I show, like, I want to do content creation, I want to do all this stuff, like, how do I convince my parents? I feel like, you ever get that question?
Yeah, yeah, I get that question.
I think, I don't know if anyone's listening that wants advice, but show them with results. Like, I've told so many people this, don't show them, look at this guy, he's making so much money doing this, he has a career. I'm like, first of all, do it first, show them you can do it. And then once you've done it, show them the results. And then like if they're still not supportive, then you
Yeah,
maybe you have some other problems. But like just show them that you can actually do it before you like ask to do it, because then they're just gonna automatically have like a negative outlook on it.
yeah. There's that, and then I'll be like, if they're like, 'cause I think the biggest one the one that I get the most is that like the parents just like they're like, no, you got school, like no more streaming, this and that, and I'll be like, well,
Yeah,
then you need to show that you're serious and it really matters to you that much that you would go to them and be like, hey, if I can keep all B's, can I do it? Like, can
yeah,
I stream a couple days a week? And so like I've seen some of my viewers do that and it seems to have worked for them. But I mean, it also keeps you in check too because like I was never good at math. I always sucked at math. Towards the end of high school, I was really just trying to not fail math. And
yeah,
like I knew I wanted to join the military, and if I started getting bad grades, that was gonna ruin my chances.
hmm,
Because I didn't know what to go to college for, so I was like, well, my dad was in the Coast Guard, so I figure if I go do that, like it made him the man he is, so it'll probably do some good for me, and then if I decide what I want to do, then I have free college after that. Um, and so yeah, I mean that was the motivation for me was like if I don't get good grades, then like it's gonna mess everything up. And
yeah,
I had one time where I got a D. I like my mom knew that I was also ashamed of myself. I was like I can do better than this. Like I just let it slip. I just didn't care as much. And so I think the way that
yeah,
you carry yourself definitely has an impact on your parents too. Like they can see
yeah,
when like you're not joking around. Like you're not just like, "Oh, like, you know, if I can get straight A's, like something unrealistic or something." But,
yeah,
you know, yeah, it's definitely because I didn't start streaming until I was 21. So like
mm,
it's definitely a different way to look at it for me. Um,
yeah,
that's another thing. People are like, "Oh, like I wish I could get a PC. Can you give me a PC? This and that." And I'm always like, "Look, dude, I didn't get my first PC till I was 21. Like I
hmm,
had to earn it, and trust me, it feels so much better when you earn stuff. Like when you
yeah,
you know, put that PC together with all the parts that you saved up for, and then you turn it on and see it light up for the first time, you're gonna be proud of
Yeah.
yourself.
I was stoked when I first did it. I mean, I saved I think 3 Twitch paychecks just to get that PC, and now that I have it and I built it, it was just so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've never been the type of person like I've never asked my mom. I was like, "Yo, like, can I have a stream deck?" I was just like, "Yeah, I'll just buy it myself because I'll feel better once I buy it myself." And I'm making I don't want to say I'm making a lot of money, but I'm making enough. I'm a 16-year-old kid. I'm not but it's definitely cool because there's like a list I have of things that I want to have for my streaming setup, right? And then once I just love crossing it off. Once you get that feeling of just crossing something off that list and you have it in front of you, like I'm coming to the end of the list now, and I'm like I don't even know what to do anymore. Like
S-
something that helped me was just saving up for something, and it helps me not
Yeah.
spend like random money on stuff. Like this week, I've spent so much like money on like stupid stuff that like doesn't even make any sense. But I
Yeah, I
think it's just
gotcha.
something that I gotta get better at when as I grow older, is managing my money a little better and just kind of, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think once you like once I because I was a lifeguard for 2 years, and then I started working at the movies, and like I was like making decent money for my age, and so like I was probably not the smartest with all of it, I definitely like used some of it as like savings and stuff, but I could have definitely saved more. My whole mindset was always like, oh, I'm going to the military, like they'll make sure I have a roof over my head and stuff, but
Yeah,
um I definitely learned something, because if I hadn't saved any money before I got out of the military, this whole pandemic would have been bad, man. Because
yeah,
like I I did like qualify for unemployment and stuff when I got out, but I still haven't gotten it. Like
mm,
there's everything's so backed up, you
yeah. I
know.
mean, how you guys
So
doing? Like, I know you guys are planning to move soon, but how you guys doing based on the pandemic? You
um
guys doing good or what?
so I'm making enough on Twitch and TikTok and stuff like that where like we can basically, like, with her unemployment, because she's a full-time student, like we're
Oh,
fine, we're doing all right, you know what I mean. But my problem is I feel like I am forced to put out content, because if I don't, then I'm worried that like the money's not gonna be consistent enough to where like I feel like I can live here, and I hate
yeah,
that, man. It's too expensive here for me to. It's a whole nother stress of like it's financial.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
nobody wants that stress. So moving
I mean,
somewhere
yeah,
like New Mexico,
yeah,
it's just gonna go a lot farther, and I'll be able to have my own room to work out of and stuff is the biggest thing.
yeah.
So
I mean, New Mexico and like Texas and all those states, like over there, like the same amount. Like, you live in what, LA, right?
yeah,
Okay, so I'm down in San Diego, right? And I live like I think I'm like a 5 minute walk from the beach. Like, you can see the beach from my house. And like the amount of money we pay here, if we move to Texas, like
you'll
that's,
be
or
living
like
in a
New
mansion.
Mexico, right? Yeah. It's like it's just crazy. But the thing you're paying for, it's not the house, it's where you are, you know?
Yeah, well, exactly. That's exactly what it is. Because when I got out of the military, the whole idea was I was going to work in the film industry. I had like a job lined up,
Yeah.
but everything shut down, and so since everything shut down, obviously there was no film work or anything. So I just started streaming and stuff like that. And once it took off, the time came when the guy was like, "Hey, you gonna come work? Like here's this TV set." And I was like, if I go work on sets, like those are 10, 12 hour days. Like I'm not gonna be able to do this anymore. There's just no way that I would do it,
Yeah.
and nowhere near. I wouldn't even be able to put a quarter of the time in that I can, that I can now.
Yeah.
So it was a big decision. It was a scary decision, but I think it was the right one, because I'm stressed out and stuff, but I'm happy. Like it's all
Yeah.
worth something to me. Whereas if I was running around getting coffee for people and stuff like that, and I was stressed out, it would feel kind of
Yeah.
pointless, I feel like. So, but yeah, as soon as my girlfriend was like, "Yeah, they have an institute in New Mexico," I still would like to dabble into the set work, so I might go be an extra, and that's like, here's $250 a
Yeah.
day, free food, and you just like, you're the guy with the soda at the restaurant,
Yeah.
you know. So I want to do that, and I might do that here and there, cause I'm from Arizona, so I love the desert, man. So
Yeah.
yeah, and then I mean, who knows, man? So far, I mean, like I said, I'm 24, so I've experienced a little bit of life. I did, you know, like on my own, and I feel like everything has kind of happened for a reason. You know,
Yeah.
everything seems to have kind of lined up. You know, there's definitely, you know, I get, I know you probably get it too. All those people that come in and say that, you know, like they're having a terrible day, or even saying like they're gonna end it or something, and you gotta like talk to them.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, there's bad days, man. Everybody has them.
Yeah.
It's not the same for everybody. Some people have worse days than others, but just gotta
Very
always keep your
true.
head up and know that it's gonna get better. If I had,
Yeah,
I
that's
mean, if I had given up when things were tough, man, I mean, like, look what I would be missing out on, you know, all this
exactly.
fun stuff. So,
I mean, like, I don't know how fast you grew, but when I first started TikTok, so I think what happened was I was in the shower once. I was like, you know, what would happen if I just made a TikTok and posted these stupid little videos on it and see what would happen? And you know, the first day, like I woke up, I had 350 followers or something. I was like, Jesus Christ, like this is a lot of followers. And then that same day, I started gaining 100 like every hour for like 4 hours. I was like, oh my God, like what's happening? And then I had 10,000 followers in 3 days. I'm like, what is going on? Right. And then I hit 50,000 in like, I want to say 7 days. And I just
yeah,
stopped. I started losing followers. And I was like so demotivated. But the YouTube video I watched, like how to, you know, do good on TikTok that I didn't think would actually work, that worked, was like just keep posting. Right. Like it'll get better. You'll get out of the slump. And then I hit 100K in 30 days, and I was like, Jesus Christ, my content was so bad. I didn't understand it. I don't know. That was when TikTok you could blow up for anything. Like my content was so
yeah,
bad.
yeah. It's definitely, it's like YouTube, man. It's, I mean, not as to the same extreme. YouTube is a whole nother level of like work that you have to put in to make your videos stand out.
Yeah.
And I'm learning that now. Just how much I had to learn how to edit. You know, that was a lot of work. Just learning how to get it from here's these clips, put them together, edit it so that it's smooth, and then actually get them onto whatever platform you're doing. You know, like that's
Yeah.
doing that for the first time is a lot. You know, when you've never done it
Hmm.
before. But I'm getting to the point where it's like now I'm learning how to like do little things that just add a little cherry on top. You know, adding the sprinkles to
Yeah.
it, little things like that. And I mean, yeah, man, it's, I don't know where I was going with it, but
I mean,
it's
like, and as a viewer, you can tell if something takes a long time to make. You know, like it just
yeah,
like I think last night I was watching a video. Mr. Beast was talking like how he does so good on YouTube, and he's like, if you spend 10 hours making a 10-second little clip in the video, like the people will recognize that, and like, okay, this guy makes some good content, and then they'll want to come back, you know, because you know he's
yeah,
putting a lot of time into it, so they'll just want to invest their 10 minutes of their time to watch the video. And I don't know.
yeah. I remember where I was going with it. What I was gonna say is that TikTok has become very oversaturated now. So, like you said,
Yes.
you can't just post dumb stuff and expect every single one of them. Like you can only post dumb stuff for so long until people are like, "All right, this guy's just posting dumb stuff," you know.
Yeah.
Whereas maybe back in January, if you were doing that, people would be like, "Oh, that's just this thing." But now it's like, no, there's tons of people who just post dumb stuff. So you got to stand out in a different sense now.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like I maybe like today, like I post a couple videos. They're not doing the greatest, but it's like I put time into them, and I know that like my followers see that. So those are followers who are. I don't like using the word loyal because it just seems weird, but like those are the ones that like really support me, like for who I am. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And to me, it's like as long as I am building that audience of people, even if it's way slower, you know, like it might take me like who knows? It might take me a couple years to get to 200,000. Who knows? It could, you know,
Yeah.
but as long as I'm consistently giving content to those people who are going to stick around, to me, that's more important, you
Yeah.
know, because the consistency is the thing that's key. If you have your numbers fluctuating all the time, you know, it's going to be that much harder to make partner and,
Yeah.
you know, make enough to support yourself, stuff like that. So,
I mean, I think what we're almost on, we're what, a couple days or like 2 weeks away from the deadline of TikTok. Like, what do you think's gonna go on with that? Like, if it's actually gonna
what's
get
the
banned
issue
or
now? They just have to go
It's
through
so
with the deal.
they never actually made a deal. Like they're
Yeah.
still negotiating, and apparently there's no progress being made like at all.
Um, I mean, I think it's gonna get closer, and then people are gonna start posting those videos again that are like, TikTok might get banned. Follow me on this, and then something will happen, and I'll be fine. I don't think TikTok's going anywhere because it's definitely making money. It's making an impact.
Yeah,
Um, yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. the The first time that they said it was gonna get banned and everything, I posted a video. My girlfriend was like, "What are you gonna do if TikTok gets banned?" I was like, "Follow, go subscribe to my YouTube." And like, I got like 1,500 subscribers in like a couple days on YouTube. Like it
yeah,
was just that quick, and it's just like, one thing that I've learned from Harris Heller is that you watch Harris Heller, right?
yeah,
He makes a big deal about the fact that he put all his eggs in a Vine, and so when Vine died, so did his career. So he had to start over.
yeah,
And for him, it was like that financial struggle that he went through between Vine and like, getting to where he felt like he could support him and his wife again. Like he was like, he never wanted to feel like that again. So that's why he's gotten to where he is now. It's because he was motivated to like never be on that spot again. And
yeah,
I don't know, man. I feel like when I had the hardest time that I've had so far as a content creator and stuff was definitely this little time where everybody went back to school and work and stuff.
yeah,
I feel like once I saw those numbers drop, it's a bunch of thoughts started going through my head. Like, maybe I should go get a part time job. Maybe I should do this. What if I can't find a part time
yeah,
job because unemployment's so bad right now? Stuff like that. I don't like feeling like that. So it definitely
yeah,
motivated me to like get my ass in gear and start caring more about the quality of my stuff. You know,
yeah,
and I've definitely been putting more effort into YouTube and stuff. Um,
yeah,
Networking it's one of those things, man. You're gonna, if you haven't already, you're gonna learn that like that's just, it's another way to grow, but also
yeah,
have fun in the process because you're making friends.
yeah.
So
I've been trying to network way more than I was.
it's hard, man.
Uh, yeah, one of my friends, when I started blowing up on TikTok, he basically gave me this like whole like speech on like what I should do. You gotta network, you gotta do all this stuff. I mean, because he's on TikTok. He's not that big. I think he's like 20,000 followers. But
Yeah,
um, when he was growing up, I think probably like 4 years ago. I think he's like 20. I don't know how old he is, but he wanted to do this. Like he wanted to do like content creation. He spent a lot of time researching it and like all the stuff. That he's like, if you network, you get to know people. It's like it's gonna really help you grow. And he was giving me all these tips, and so far they've all worked. So
dude. I mean, it's crazy the things that can come up because you make friends with people. Like I made friends with Bad Bear Gamer. I reached out to him. I was like, hey man, you seem like a really cool dude. You should be on the podcast. And then we've been collabing since. And
yeah,
he's a monster when it comes to collabing, man. He got us into a collab, me and Chunky Hustle. We were playing with Megan Anderson, the UFC fighter. Like I was just like,
Jesus,
dude, this is insane.
yeah,
And there's been a couple other times where he's got me into like, some collabs, and we just it's cool, man. It's weird because then like the Chunky Hustle, that guy's awesome. He reached out to me, and I was like, why is this guy reaching out to me? But I mean, people see, man. They can see like for you, it's like, you have, what are you at? You're like 700,000 on TikTok.
I think I had 750 yesterday.
So people look at that number and they're like, that's crazy. You have like a huge reach. So
Hmm.
somebody who might have like a huge following on TikTok or on Twitch, but not TikTok, but is also on TikTok and trying to grow, can see that, and they'd be like, "Oh, well, you guys both have like, something. There's benefit to both of you working together. Like, your TikTok audience
Yeah,
might check out his TikTok, and then, his Twitch audience might check out your Twitch. Stuff like that. Like you guys have
yeah,
like a mutual trade-off. Um and so like that's why like I don't personally reach out to people that are bigger than me because I feel like it's kind of like you definitely have to like, there's people where like they're not like so big that it's like, oh, like, um they're never gonna like see my message. But there's definitely people where it's
yeah,
like Sally is a dog. I would never like reach out to him and be like, hey man, you want to play Call of Duty? It's just not.
yeah,
It's gonna, yeah, you know what I mean. But Chucky Hustle reached out to me because my Twitch was bigger than his, I think, and he was at like 600,000 on TikTok at the time, and he's at 1.3 million now. You know,
Yeah.
so it's like you never know who, like you never want to like brush somebody off. I mean, there's definitely those people who are like, hey, I'm a streamer too. You want to collab sometime, and it's like, it's like I was 2 years ago where I was streaming to like my mom or my phone. Like that's it.
Yeah.
Um, but if I see that they're actually like trying and they're making content and you can like go through and see them like grow as a content creator and improve, then to me it's like, okay, they're actually trying. That's worth
Yeah.
like, you never know, man. Somebody might just pop off all of a sudden. So you can't brush people
Exactly.
off completely. Um,
Exactly.
you know, and like I feel bad because there was a guy Spazzy McGee. I met him through Bad Bear Gamer. I rated him one time, and I didn't know because I don't check my TikTok DMs as much because I follow a lot of my viewers and stuff, so they'll just be like, hey, you want to play sometime, and it's that's what most of the DMs are. So I just don't
Yeah.
check them as much. I check Instagram and Twitter a lot more. Um, I just happened to check Spazzy McGee. Spazzy McGee had messaged me on TikTok last night. I had just happened to check the DMs, and he was like, "Hey, like I'm gonna be on the front page of Twitch. You want to do Among Us with us? You can be on there too. Like we'll all be on there." And I was like, "Sweet, dude. Like yeah, absolutely." And I mean, I think he's got like 85 followers on TikTok, but he's got 11,000 on Twitch. Like I don't know what his viewership is and stuff, but like that's why you can't like
Yeah.
just brush people off. You never know.
They can just assume that if they have, a small amount of followers on, let's say TikTok, they don't have anything on a different platform.
Yeah,
Or I mean, like you said, they could blow up overnight.
yeah,
And that's the thing about TikTok. People can like, I feel like on YouTube or Instagram, you don't really just blow up. It's like a slowly growing thing that you just eventually get big at. But TikTok, you can just gain so many followers in like 2 days for no
yeah,
apparent reason.
yeah. And I mean, I have seen the opposite, where like I make friends with somebody, and then they start to get some traction, and then they act like
Yeah.
they don't want to play games with me because like I'm not gonna say who, but there was somebody who was like, I popped in, I was like, hey man, I'm playing this, like you want to party up, and he was like, I've got a queue, like if you want to play, like join the list, and I was like, all right, bro, my bad, like I thought we were
Yeah.
friends, you know?
Yeah, that's one thing. I never want to have an ego where, I
Yeah,
look at someone based on their numbers. It's like if you're friends with them, just they're your friend. It doesn't matter
yeah,
how big, how small.
yeah. There's people that I met when I first like really started getting serious about streaming that I still play with every once in a while, and it's like it's weird to go back and like Hot Dog Man is one that I had on the podcast. He was one of the first guests. Um, he started really getting into the TikTok because I think he saw like some of the success that I had with it, and so like
Yeah.
throughout the process, like he's asked me questions and I've helped him out, and then he's grown because of it a little bit, and so
Hmm.
like he lives over here too. I've never like actually met him in person, but it's something I might have to do before I move. But like he's one of those
Yeah.
people where like I could see him being friends with me for a long
Yeah.
time.
I mean, one of my friends, I've known him for 3 years. Uh, I wanted him to get into TikTok when I was first blown up. He did it, but because like we're like really good friends, and one of our like dreams that we kind of both had is like when we're both 18, we move in together and just have a boatload of fun, just
Yeah,
like living in the same house, both being like a content creator and everything. And so far, I'm on the right track, but he's not. And I'm really trying to push him to like start getting like this content going, so that way we can actually do that. But
yeah.
yeah,
So I feel like we definitely talked about content creation and stuff a lot. I want to get to know you a little bit better, man. Like, what are your hobbies, man? What are you into besides all this stuff?
so I mean, it's kind of hard to do anything now, just because you
Yeah.
can't really go anywhere. But I played baseball since I was 3 years old. And I
Okay.
was like, I'm on the high school team or whatever. Um, but now it's mostly honestly just gaming. I live by the beach or the beach sometime.
Yeah.
But mostly, yeah, just mostly. I really love making content for people. That's probably my biggest hobby right now. I don't know if you even call it a hobby, you call it a I don't know, like I don't want to call it a job. Sounds that sounds bad, but I don't know. It's just something I do. So yeah,
Yeah, no, I definitely feel like unless you're relying on it to put a roof over your head, like
I mean, yeah,
I would be the same way. I wouldn't want to be like, oh, it's my job, because a job is like what you do to get by.
exactly,
So for you, I would feel like it's just a passion.
exactly.
Yeah. For me, it's like it's a passion that just happens to also
Yeah,
support us, and so it just makes me that more passionate about it. Passionate
uh,
about it.
and I think that's one of the benefits I have, or anyone young that's wanting to stream, is their parents are probably just they're paying for their food, they're paying for their house. I don't have to worry about paying the rent, so I have a little bit more freedom in the terms of I don't have to like I don't feel like I stream because I need to make money. I just stream
Yeah.
because I like it, and then money just seems to happen.
Yeah,
And I feel
and
like that's why a lot of people get burned out if they're streaming to make money.
yeah, that's why I feel like me moving to like us moving to New Mexico is going to be a really
Yeah,
important thing because it's going to take some of that stress of like making it all financial off of us, and
yeah,
that's just gonna it's gonna make it more fun. I feel like I'm
yeah,
not gonna be doing it just to get by. I'll be doing it because I want to try new things and improve and
exactly.
get better. And I mean, having my own room to work in is gonna change things because like my girlfriend will be in here and I'm like, go to bed, and she's like, I can't. And I'm like, why? And she's like, because like you're in here working like this and that, and I'm like, damn, I need to get off, because like
Yeah,
it's not fair to her. We're in the same room, so having my own room to work out of is gonna be a big difference. Because if there is something that I'm really trying to work on, because I get into the zone sometimes and I'll look and I'm
yeah,
like, shit, dude, it's 1 o'clock. Like since we're getting ready to transfer, they were like, they my girlfriend's not going to school at the moment. Once she said she was transferring, they're like, yeah, like it's gonna be a different loan, so just drop out now so that you're not paying money for something that you're not gonna
yeah,
actually be going to. So we're just right now we're waiting for that unemployment check, which it's supposed to come. I would hope so in the next month or so. But then basically we put in our notice that we're leaving, and it's gonna be like we're gonna pay for however long it takes for them to find somebody to move in, up to 2 months, because you can break the lease by either paying 2 months of rent and being like peace, or you can do it that way where it's like it could still end up being the same amount of money because that's the max amount of time.
yeah,
But we're a downstairs apartment and we're also a 2 bedroom, so I think people are more likely to take this one.
yeah,
Um, so we're hoping that works out, but that check is just gonna make sure that even if it doesn't, like it's not gonna hurt us financially. We
yeah. I
can
mean,
move.
do you have you guys like looked into houses or
Yeah.
anything?
So you gotta. The other thing is like if you do decide like you get out of high school and you're like I'm just gonna do this. Like I don't know if you want to go to college for anything or if you have like an idea of something.
I mean,
But
like, yeah, like that's one thing that I've realized is through this. I'm like, I don't really want like one thing I've always learned is I don't want to be in debt in my life. Like that's one thing I just don't want to have. I don't want debt. And
smart,
I've noticed
yeah,
that especially nowadays, if you spend $50,000 a year on college, it's like what are you really gonna get out of that afterwards? Like you're not gonna get a job that pays that much money. I'm like, I don't know. I might do online college. I don't know. But
I
yeah,
mean that's why I joined the military because it was like if I don't want to go into debt for something that like there's always the chance that you go to school for something and then not in a. I have plenty of friends who got degrees and they don't use them.
exactly.
So if I was like, if I'm gonna do that, I don't want to be going into debt for it. But I mean, luckily, people are always like, so like you went to college, right? And I'm just like, no, and then like that blows their mind. Um, but I don't know, man. Unless you're trying to be like a doctor or a lawyer or something like that,
Yeah,
I don't think college should be something that we force on people anymore, especially
yeah.
because of the
I feel
debt.
like I don't know. I just feel like your level of intelligence shouldn't be measured off of a piece of paper that says you graduated. I think there should be other ways to prove that you can be a hard worker and you can be intelligent and all this other stuff, but not spending a lot of money
Yeah.
and
I mean, my girlfriend's going to school for cosmetology and it's to get a license, but it's not, it's a year of school. It's not like she's going to go do her general studies and then she's going to go
yeah,
get her, go major in something. It's not the same thing. So,
yeah,
that's different too. Like if you're going to school for a license, That's something that you literally have to get a license to work in that
Yeah,
job field. That's different
and that
than
makes
being like,
sense.
yeah. There's all those
Back to
people.
your house. Sorry, I cut you off, but
You're good. What's
what were
up?
you saying about? What were you saying
Oh,
about
oh,
moving into Mexico and stuff?
so I contacted the VA homeowners affairs or whatever, and they were like, "You gotta have a job," and I was like, "I have a job," and they're like, "No, like, you, being self-employed doesn't count unless you have 2 years of tax history," and I was like, "Son of a bitch," I was like,
Yeah,
"So I can't buy a house yet." Um, but if my girlfriend, see, even her thing would be freelance. So basically, the idea is that we're gonna go move into a apartment that's a little bit bigger than this one. Maybe hopefully a 3 bedroom, and our rent is gonna be at least somewhere around half of what we're paying right now. You
I
know,
mean, yeah, you'll definitely save a lot of money.
yeah, and if I can continue making somewhere around what I'm making on Twitch and TikTok right now, and then I mean
Yeah,
I'm also working towards being able to make revenue off of YouTube at some point.
yeah,
And then, I mean, my goal with the podcast is to get to episode 100. That is my main goal because so few podcasts get there. They just
damn,
don't. Like, I think they said that I forgot what the statistic is. I'm really into statistics. There's like 12 million. I'm just pulling that number out of my ass, but there's, like 12 million podcasts out
yeah,
there, and only like 350,000 of them have gotten to like 10 episodes. So the fact that
really,
I'm already on episode 16, I'm already past that milestone where it's like, okay, like this is not just, something I'm trying. It's something that I'm
yeah,
serious about. And it's like even if I get to episode 100 and people still aren't really listening to it, all it takes is like one episode to pop off and then people discover this huge library of episodes with
exactly.
people that there might be one here or there that they've heard of, and that just changes
Hmm.
everything, you know.
Yeah, that's
So
really cool.
yeah, it's something I enjoy sitting down and getting to know people, and then I feel
Yeah,
like we're both learning from it too. So
yeah,
it's yeah. I mean, if one person listens to this and gets something out of it, to me that's a win. You're changing
yeah.
somebody's life.
That's the same thing for streaming. If you stream it and you make one person say like that makes my entire week. It's just
Yeah,
that's so like just being a new streamer is so crazy to me that I can literally sit here and play video games. Same thing I was doing, just pressing the stream button, and so many people come and enjoy my content and just vibe out. And yeah,
yeah. I mean, but I have to agree. It's the whole Spider-Man thing. With great power comes great responsibility. People look up to
exactly,
you. Like the way that I also looked at it too is like if I gave up, there's people who look up to me and you that if we give up, like people are gonna be like, well, if he gave up, like and I'm not even like anywhere near there, like what kind of hope does that give them?
exactly.
That's that would like if one of your if Harris Teller all of a sudden was like, I'm done, I can't do it anymore. How would that feel, man? I'd be like, well, dude, like that guy was killing it. If he says it's too much, like I can't do this. I'm never gonna get to that point.
Exactly.
It's
And then you
just
start second guessing yourself and
yeah.
all this
So
stuff, man.
yeah, that's why I also think it's important to like be transparent. And if you're like it luckily it hasn't really happened yet, but there's been days where I'm like, guys, I'm just really not feeling it. I'm gonna, cut the stream a little short. But there's never been a time where I was like, yeah, guys, like I sat down and I hit the button and I was like, I really don't feel like streaming right now. It
Yeah.
hasn't happened yet, but I know if it does that like that's important to admit that like, hey, I'm burnt out.
I've definitely had that. I think I want to say more than I don't know, a few times probably, but once I was live for I think 19 days straight, and I was like, dude, like I just can't anymore. And that was like my chat was just being kind of toxic for the past like 2 days, and I was like, dude, I can't. I need a couple days for a break. Everyone understood it, so that was good. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think being transparent with your viewers is definitely a big thing that'll help people.
Yeah. I mean, you just
Like,
like you got to remind them because I mean, there's people who are like, "Oh, dude, like what? Maybe somebody was like, well, what's the big deal about you moving and stuff like that? Aren't you rich?" And I'm like, "No." Like, and I was like,
that's
"I'll
yeah,
explain it to you." And I had to explain like my rent is 2,040 a month, but if I moved to New Mexico, it's like 850. Like, do you
exactly.
understand how much of a difference that makes financially? Like I also explained, I was like, if I make, I was like, look, if I make 2 grand this month, I still have to pay taxes. So if I'm spending 2 grand on
Exactly.
rent, what am I gonna pay taxes with? And they're like, oh, I understand now. Like they're like, I didn't know that. And I'm like, yeah, like if I'm at a point where I feel like I can't save 30% for taxes, then I I gotta get another job or something because how am I
Yeah.
gonna pay taxes if all of it's
And
going to rent?
that's one thing. I don't really have to worry about that this year, but next year I'm definitely gonna have to worry about, saving money and
Yeah, you
I just having enough to pay taxes.
gotta save
Because I
that
mean,
30%.
exactly. Because people don't realize you don't just keep all the money you make.
Yeah.
You gotta pay tax, and I forget about that. Even when I'm like buying something, I'll like put all my money together. I'm like, I have just enough for this, and I'm like, wait, where did all my money go? And I'm like, wait, this $500 product is actually 550. And I just don't realize like all this stuff, like all these extra costs that go into things.
Yeah. Like I said, I didn't like that basically the way that it is right now is like if I was gonna stay here, like I can't I can't keep making what I am and expect to save enough to buy a house someday. It's just not possible.
Yeah,
But if I move to New Mexico, I can get a house that we would love and be big enough to get a dog and stuff like that for like a fifth of what it would cost here.
like,
And
California's very expensive.
California's beautiful, man. Like I mean, I did search and rescue here for 4 years, so like I know this place really
Yeah,
well. I've flown through the mountains. I've flown 100 miles offshore. I've all kinds of stuff, man. I've flown and landed next to the Hollywood sign. Like I've done all kinds of stuff, and I love it here. I was doing jujitsu here. There was a gym I was going to in Ventura, and they closed because of the pandemic, and they haven't opened back up yet. And it's just like without that was one of the other reasons why I wanted to live here is because I wanted to keep going to that gym.
yeah,
But them being closed made me realize like if that gym closes and never opens up again, like there's really just nothing for me here.
yeah. And especially as like a content creator, it's like most of your time you're spending is inside.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. So it's like, does it really matter where you are? I mean, like, you have a girlfriend, so you're obviously gonna go out and do stuff. You're not gonna be sitting inside all day by yourself. But like, it's like, is this extra money really the 2 times a week that I actually go out, or however many times you'd actually go outside, go out to dinner or something? It's like, I don't know. I don't know. California's beautiful, but I don't think it's worth how much money people pay for to live here.
Yeah, and I when I had that drop happen where like my viewers basically got cut in half with like school and everything happening again.
Yeah,
Um I looked at those numbers and I was like that's going to affect what I make this month. And so my girlfriend's like, "Well, what are we going to do if like, the next 6 months, like you don't make any more than you did last month?" And I was like, if it comes down to it, like if we were really that worried about finances, like we have 2 cars and I rarely drive anymore. I'm always at home working. So I was like, if push came to shove, we'd sell one of the cars.
exactly.
And she hated that idea. She's like, no, we both earned our cars. We don't need to sell those. And I'm like, it's a car. The way that I look at stuff is like, if I had to give up doing this, that would break my heart, man. But if I had to
Yeah.
sell, like I got some guns. I was in the military. Like I
Hmm.
qualified for sniper school, so I'm pretty into firearms. I got
Yeah.
some firearms that are worth some money. So, and she was like, "No, you shouldn't have to sell, the guns that you collected or whatever, because I have a few." Um, I was like, "They're just they're just items. I can get another one someday."
Exactly.
You know, if I can still continue doing what I'm doing and I'm happy, that to me that's priceless.
Exactly.
Um, but just talking about that financial stuff, it was like, yeah, we should move. And so then we tried to figure out like what's the best place to move, and Albuquerque, New Mexico seems to be the place.
Yeah, I
So
think a lot of people realize that just because you stream, like, let's take Ninja, he makes boatloads of money. He's well off, right? Just because he's a streamer, uh, you're a streamer, you pull in 100 viewers, right? Not many people have 100 viewers. Let's be honest. That doesn't mean you're rich. That's a common thing that people realize. Like, people will come into my chat and be like, "How many likes on TikTok for a PC?" I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "What?" likes aren't like currency. Like I'm not just gonna buy you a PC because you
Yeah.
get a certain amount of likes on something. And it's like, but aren't you rich? I'm like, no, I'm a 16-year-old kid streaming. Like I'm just having fun. I don't know. It's just like I don't even know how to explain it. It's just like these big streamers, man. They just make it seem
Um,
like streaming is a make you rich job.
well, like I said, people will come in and say that to me, like, "Hey, how many likes for a PC?" And I'll be like, "Look, dude, I'm trying to move because I can't afford to live here. Like, it's like I can't afford to
Exactly.
buy myself a PC right now. So that's why I'm moving. Like, I'm sorry. Like, and then a second off, I'll tell them because I was giving away G Fuel on TikTok, and I started getting suppressed because people were reporting each other's comments because they didn't want each other to win, and that affected my videos. So like there was a little stint where it was like until I stopped with the G Fuel stuff, I was trying to figure out why my videos weren't getting views anymore. As soon as I stopped with the G Fuel giveaways on there, went right back to normal. So
Yeah.
I always tell them like I can't give away stuff on TikTok, man. Sorry, they don't like it.
Yeah. I feel like TikTok is just so weird, man. Like I found where if you say like go follow my Twitch, TikTok's like no, I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
suppress your video. You're not gonna go follow his Twitch. It's like they want people they want everyone to stay on their app and don't want them to go anywhere else.
Yep,
That's
that's
what I found.
exactly. Yeah, like that's why I stopped using their stickers because they have like the stickers where it has like the Twitch logo and stuff. I stopped using them
Oh
because
yeah,
they know you're using them and they know that you're probably trying to get people to go somewhere else. Um,
exactly.
And then like I also noticed that people are like, if you like this, like come check out my Twitch, like they're like, come on, come over to Twitch. And I'm just like, I don't know, man, that's very in your face. That's why I started doing like where it's like if you want to come if you want to come play some games, like, just pop into the Twitch chat. Like I'm not like, come
Exactly.
follow me, come subscribe or anything like that. Like I'm trying to be a little more
I mean,
nonchalant
yeah, like
about it.
when I go live on TikTok, I'm like, yo guys, I'm live on Twitch. Like we're just chatting, having a good time. Come through if you guys want. And then people come and hang out. And it's just like I don't think yelling at someone to come in or telling them like, hey, come to my Twitch stream, like
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there's some people. I think Galax, he's killing it with it because he's
Yeah,
like, if you want to come see this action live, man, like follow the Twitch, man. Come on. I'm like, yeah, man, get it, Galax. Like get it. Because he just has that energy. Where like you're like almost like expecting him to say that, So when he does, it's just
exactly.
like natural. But like you can see the
And
people where it's like they do this video and they're like, check out this new mouse I got, this and that. If you want to come see me use it, come follow me on Twitch. It's like, whoa, it's like just out of nowhere.
yeah,
And I feel like that
I
turns
mean,
people off.
yeah, and I feel like Galax is one of those people that's killing it because he's funny, he's got a nice personality, but he's also really good at Call of Duty.
Yeah, he's really good.
And
Really
like
good.
he only has what like 40,000 followers and he's pulling like 300 viewers. And I'm like, not many people have those stats. I'm like, damn, you're killing it, dude.
Yeah. Have you seen Jordy 2D?
Yes.
So
The guy that
my
dressed up like Sonic.
yes. So like I said,
Yeah.
I stopped wearing the Dorito bag because I was worried that like, if I started making real money off of this, they would be like, "Hey, where's our chunk? You're using our
Yeah.
product to make money." If he's wearing a Sonic outfit, can they can I go after him for the same thing? That's a trademarked
I
brand.
mean,
Sonic.
I don't know if like he's wearing a costume.
Yes.
It's not like you went and you bought a Dorito bag. It's like instead like they just expect you to throw it away. I don't know if this makes sense, but I feel like when you buy that, it's like a piece of clothing. It's
Yeah.
like if you're wearing a Gucci shirt and you make a bunch of money off a YouTube video, Gucci's not gonna come say, "Hey, where's my money? You're wearing my shirt."
Yeah.
But at the same time, he is dressed up like Sonic. He's
Well, but he markets it as like Sonic Sundays or something like that. And those are like his most
oh
viewed streams. You get what I'm saying? Like to
yeah,
me,
you
like I'm like, dude, he's killing it, but that worries me. I'm like, because I would hate to see somebody just get destroyed legally,
exactly.
And that's why I was like, look, I know I might take a hit in viewers by like not doing the bag anymore and like flaunting the Dorito chips and stuff. But if I get there organically, just from my personality, and then someday it's like Doritos is like, let's go, baby, then like that's a whole nother
Yeah, you definitely
level.
want to be on Doritos' good side, not
Yes.
their bad side with all the legal
Yeah.
stuff. Oh man.
Like, I don't want to be like, hey, so I've been wearing your bag, just wondering if you want to like partner up. It's like, no, like, hey, I got, like, I feel like we could both benefit from something. Like, I have an idea, like, like I
Hmm.
could wear, like, I'd done it in the past, but stopped doing it just because, like, I didn't know how you guys, you know what I mean? Like, it's just a different, you're respecting the brand. They could tell that you're being serious
Exactly.
and not just like, you know. So like, I'm definitely, I've been keeping an eye on Jordy because he's killing it. But like, I wonder, like,
Yeah.
I've never seen anybody. The only thing I've seen is like the DMCA stuff, where somebody uses like a.
What's your opinion on all that? Like, wasn't there just like a new like a scare? I don't like. I've heard a lot of conspiracies. I watched Harris Heller's video saying maybe, which is like free audio they brought out. They wanted to scare people into using it because no one actually got the copyright strike from it.
I think that's exactly what it is, but I think it's also Twitch getting in front of what they think is coming. So I think it's both. I think Twitch knows that there's only so much longer until they're like, hey, people need to be paying to use the music that they're streaming with, because it's not theirs, and they're using it to for entertainment purposes. Um, but then also Twitch is like, well, they should just use ours because it's there and it's easy to integrate. So let's get ahead of it. And I mean, it's like you said, they sent out a bunch of warnings. It wasn't like they were like cracking the whip big time.
Exactly.
Um, the thing that I'm worried about, and my lawyer has brought this up too, is that there's talks now that like you might have to pay to play games on stream. Like, hey, this is you're streaming this game. Like, you need to pay like $10 a month to stream that game or something. So that's something that could be coming down the line too,
I
because they've been
like
talking about that as well because of the
I don't
DMCA
know if that
stuff.
really makes sense though. It's like you buy the game, like you're not buying the music that you play, right? You're paying. Let's say you Spotify, right? You're gonna pay $10 a month for Spotify Premium. You're paying Spotify, not the person whoever made the song, right? But you paid for the game, so I feel like that's enough that you own it, you can stream it. If that makes sense.
So I think the reason why I got brought up is because the CEO of Google Stadia, or whoever the head of the
Hmm.
Google Stadia program is, he was like, "We pay to stream our games so that you guys can play. They have to pay for the rights to stream the games to your Google Stadia console so that you can play it." He's like, "So then people should have to pay to stream those games because they're making money off of it. It's the same thing for them. They're making money off of it, so they have to pay for it because they want their chunk." So that's what sparked that whole conversation. So I don't know. We'll
I,
see. Um, I mean, my lawyer was like, "Look, here's a list of the games that you play that like don't that like there's nothing that says that you're allowed to stream those, but people just do." And I'm like, okay. So she's like, just keep that in mind because like it might come to that someday where it's like, you know,
yeah, I mean, I
only
think that makes sense. It's just like I feel like I mean, this is true. Games would not be as big as they are, making as much money as they are without content creators.
yeah.
So I think it's almost we don't have to give them money like from our we're giving them money
The
through other people.
the way that I could see it is like you would have to pay Twitch so much money a month to stream games on their platform. That makes
Yeah,
sense. That's what I think is coming. Because I told my lawyer that I was like, I just don't. It would be like shooting yourself in the foot by being like, hey, you gotta pay to play our game in front of people. You know,
exactly.
you'd be like, well, I'm just gonna go play a different game. You
Exactly.
know, but I definitely think there would be boycotts and stuff.
Definitely, definitely.
Yeah. Um. Uh. So I figured we cut it off at 2 hours. It's like an hour and 48 minutes so far. I don't know if you're good.
Yeah, I'm fine, man.
You into movies and TV? Because like I'm a big nerd into that stuff.
So, not really actually. Like, I can't find myself like I don't know. I feel like I'd rather go play a video game with my boys than go
Hmm.
watch a movie for an hour and a half.
Gotcha.
Or, but if I find a movie that I really like or find a TV show that I really like, I'll definitely keep watching it.
Like, what are
It
some of your
just
favorites?
like I haven't honestly I haven't watched like a Netflix series or anything in probably 6 months.
Do
Like
you like
it's just
Stranger
not.
Things?
I think I watched like the first season of it. It was decent.
Okay.
I don't know. It's just like I don't know how I feel about TV shows. I don't know. I just feel like it's hard to explain, man. I
No,
just
I
it's
there was a guy who I told him he was like, "Hey, so I heard you're getting out of the military. What are you gonna like? What are you gonna do when you get out?" I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go work on film and TV sets." And he was just like, "I hate movies." And I was like, "Okay." And he's like, "No, like I can't stand them." And I'm like, "Damn, all right, man."
That's
You
harsh.
know what I mean? Like, he was literally like, sitting down and watching a movie to me is like the most boring thing you can do. And I was like,
It, you have to like you have to like what you're watching. You can't
yeah,
just watch a random movie and expect to like it. I mean,
yeah,
you got to I don't know if yeah. I mean, it's just like a preference thing, man. Like if you get bored easily and the movie's slow, it's like you're not gonna like that movie.
yeah. I'm really into stuff from like a filmmaking aspect, so I appreciate things that other people don't. So I think that has a lot to do with it. Like 1917. You hear about that one? That was like that war movie
Was
that
it
came
the
out.
war movie? Yeah.
So the big thing that was cool about that is the director filmed it so that it all looks like one shot. Like there's no cuts. It all looks like one continuous shot. And
Hmm.
so like the average moviegoer would just be like, "Oh, that's kind of cool," you know. But I'm like, dude, that's a lot of work. That guy went through a lot of trouble making everything so that like it feels like one smooth take. You know,
Yeah.
a 2 hour movie.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
It's like
So that's
one continuous clip.
yeah, that's why I like stuff. It's because like I know about stuff like that. You know, because like I said,
Yeah.
I wanted to go do that stuff, and I still do someday. If to me like Doctor Disrespect, and I think he is actually getting into like a TV show or something that he's been talking about. But like I'm like Doctor Disrespect with the personality he has and the character he's made. I would be trying to make my own movie and shit at that point. You
Exactly.
know, that's how I look at it. Like Ninja,
I,
like why doesn't that guy have
yeah.
his own like show, like
I
where
mean,
he
he's
mentors
like what, like
streamers or
three
something?
books? I swear, he's like three books. I don't even know if they're written by him, but there's so many books on ninja.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like I don't know why he could totally make a TV show like so easily.
Yeah. Well, you know what? People are always like Ninja is like the highest paid guy, you know, all this stuff like that. I don't know when it's gonna happen, but somebody's gonna come along and top it. It always happens.
Exactly.
So
That's like
I'm
another
just
thing that like as a streamer, it's like how long can you actually stream for? You know, like no chance you're gonna like I'm gonna be doing this when I'm 60 years old. I mean, like what happens to Twitch, you know? Like, but acting like Tommy, you know who that is?
no.
He's
Wait, who?
he's acting like Tommy. He's a Twitch streamer.
Yeah,
He's
no, I don't know.
51. He's 51 and he plays
He's just
Fortnite on
killing it.
stream and it's so funny to watch him just because his personality is just like he's just 51 and he's sitting there talking to chat. It's just hilarious,
The- I
actually.
I found a guy because he rated Bad Bear while I was in there chilling talking to Bad Bear, and I went and checked out this guy's stuff. And his thing is he I don't know if that's his job or what, but he's like one of those guys at an auction who's like 75, 80, you know, like talking
Oh
doing the whole
yeah,
thing. He talks like that. Like
auctioneer.
he's got like an auctioneer voice. And like
That's
it
crazy.
made like it was entertaining to just listen to this guy talk about the game he's playing because the way he talks about it is so fast, but like it's almost like relaxing, you know, the way that he
Yeah,
talks. Um, so like you can see how like people just have their little things, you know.
exactly. That's the big thing. You got to figure out what makes you stand out.
Yeah. Like I've noticed that like my one of my strengths is the whole like family girlfriend aspect of
Yeah,
it, you know. I don't ever want to be like cuz people will come in and they'll be like, "Oh, the only reason why you're big is cuz you're a girlfriend." And I'm like, "Bro, my girlfriend ain't the one over here like putting all this time and effort into editing and
exactly,
streaming and you know like if my girlfriend was just making some videos, we would have stopped at TikTok, you know."
exactly.
And they're like, "Oh, true," you know. But like people who come in there just looking at something to poke at, you know, they just
Exactly.
I love
You
when
really,
people come in and try to shit on your stream or something because I love it. I'm like, dude, why are you here watching then? I'm like,
my favorite thing to do is if someone comes in here and they're like talking like mad shit, and I'm like, dude, what? Like, why? I'm just here like having fun. Like, I don't understand why you need to come in here and do that. And then I think once or twice I've actually checked out their Twitch, and they're doing the exact same thing that they're making fun of me for. I'm like, what are you talking about when you're
yeah,
literally doing the same thing? And they get all quiet and they never come back. It's just like, bro.
Yeah, I think I think it because those people are used to like pooping on people and they don't ever get like a answer back, you know.
Exactly.
So when you do answer or like you go, hey, like for me, I'm always like, dude, what's going on, man? You having a bad day or something? Why you coming and pooping on my stuff like for no reason? I've never heard of you. Like I don't know you. What made you come and say that? And they're usually like,
Exactly.
oh, my bad, bro. Love the content. Just kidding. All jokes, you know.
That's one thing I've never understood. How like someone will say it was a joke. I'm like, you're typing in a Twitch chat. It's not like we're talking and you can like sound sarcastic or something. Like, you're
Mhm.
literally typing words, and I just read what's there. It's like, why can't you take a joke? I'm like, literally came in here like, I hate your streams. Like, just quit streaming. I'm like, what am I supposed to think?
Yeah. Am I supposed to be like, oh, dude, good one, bro. I love it. Good
Exactly.
stuff. No, man, you're
Like,
coming in here and making me feel like you know, I mean, if I started up my stream right now and every single person in the chat was like, ah, the stream's falling off, you're dying, just quit. That would make me feel like shit.
exactly.
So when one person does it, no, it's not like, oh my God, like, but it's still something that like it doesn't I don't just brush over it. I stop and linger at
Yeah.
that and I'm like, why did they say that? Like I
Exactly.
sometimes I'm just like, dude, if you want to give me some feedback then like why are you saying that like my stream sucks? What's up? You know?
Exactly.
So you can't get you can't let any of that stuff get to you, but try to use it to your advantage. Like,
Yeah.
ask
It
them
honestly
why.
motivates more than anything.
Yeah,
It really
it
does.
should. It should because if somebody's not hating, then you're gonna have haters because people I don't want to just say jealous, but people project their struggles and issues onto you,
Exactly.
you know? So that's why I'm always like, what's going on? Why you having a bad day or something? Why would you come in and just say that, you know,
Yeah.
out of the blue? And usually they'll be like, no, honestly, like I'm having a bad day or something. And then there's the other times where they're just like, ah, you suck and just leave because they don't know what else to say, you know?
Yeah. And like I've found that sometimes people come to my chat and be like when I first started streaming, there was this guy named Error. That's totally irrelevant. But he came on my stream and he's like, dude, you stream just for the money. And I had like 10 viewers. I'm like, I'm not making any money off this. Like, what are you talking about? And uh he was like, dude, like, and then someone donated $1. And he's like, I was like, dude, thanks so much for the dollar. And he's like, you didn't even react. Like some people go crazy over that. I'm like, dude, it's like it's a single dollar. Like I'm grateful, like thanks for like doing all that. But like this guy's like freaking out trying to roast me in all these ways. I'm like, what are you talking about? And like my mods, they'll try to ban him. And I'm like, dude, I want to like talk to him. I want to figure out what's wrong. You know, because I at that point I just feel bad if they're just trying to nitpick on every single thing I do. I'm like, there's gotta be something wrong with him. And then I'm like, I want to talk to him and make sure he's doing good.
Yeah. No, you just gave me an idea for a TikTok because there's people who will come in and they'll redeem like uh hydrate and like literally like 5 seconds will go by and I'm like, dude, where's my hydrate? You didn't hydrate, bro. And I'm just like
Exactly.
I'm like, God damn, like I'm over here trying to play a game, bro. Like I'll get to it. Don't worry. I just hydrated like 6 times. Like I promise I get to every single one. But like, why are you being so pushy about it? Like, give me a
Exactly.
minute. Like I'll do it. I swear. Like
Like
I'm
I have
good
this
for
thing
it.
called I have this thing called cool glasses in my stream, so over 1,500 channel points. I can't find them, but there are these glasses that
I
I
know what
put
you're
on.
talking about. Yeah,
Yeah,
I've seen them.
and I they claim it, and I look at the chat, I see it, I don't say anything because like it's there, I obviously know it. And 2 seconds pass, like where are they? I'm like, dude, like chill,
Yeah.
like just relax for a second, because I'm like in the middle of a fight, and they're like, where are the glasses? I'm like, I'll put them on, like just chill. Like I just feel like viewers try to almost control people.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
of them do at least.
No, my idea is like cuz people do it and I'm playing search and destroy and it's like you die and you're dead, right? Like
Exactly.
you're trying not to die. Like it's important that you like, make it to through the whole round. And they're like, "Dude, where's my hydrate?" And it's like, "Damn, all right." Like I'll just take a grenade out and kill myself so I can like get this guy's hydrate,
Exactly.
like
It's like that's like some viewers like I'll be playing when I would try to switch to COD, I was having some fun playing it. I wasn't getting many viewers, but I didn't really care just because I was having fun. And everyone's comes to my chat, go play Fortnite. I'm like, I don't want to. Like if they're like I think people don't remember is it's my stream, not theirs. I
yeah, no,
value your opinion, but I'm not gonna change something that I'm doing because someone doesn't like it.
Yeah, somebody would be like, "Dude, switch to Rainbow Six," and I'm like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa. You don't tell me what to do, bro.
Exactly.
I like I'll take it into consideration, but I'm having fun playing Call of Duty right now, or I'm having fun playing Rogue Company. You know, like if I'm having fun, I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna. I mean, it sounds stupid to say it like that, but like, I'm gonna ride that as long as I can. You know, if I'm having fun and people
Hmm.
are enjoying it, I'll continue doing that until people get bored of it. You know, and then we'll
Right.
switch. And if I can make it a whole stream without having to switch, great. You know, I got to play a game that I really have fun playing the whole time, and people had fun too.
Exactly.
But yeah, it just I feel like people. I don't know. Maybe the channel points and all that stuff like that is making it feel like you owe stuff to them because of that. You know.
Exactly.
Um.
And like some people come on my stream and they're like, they think channel points are like money. I'm like, what? And like, if I give you 1,500 channel points, will you buy me a PC? I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
I've
sorry,
had that happen
what?
before. Somebody was like, so I have. Somebody was like, so I have 16. I have 1,600 channel points or something like that, right? And they're just like, so like, what can I get with that? And I'm just like, what do you mean? And they're just like what can I buy? Like what can you give me? And I'm like, well, I can put these Elvis glasses on, you know, like and they're like, what?
Yeah. Or like some
Um,
people that come on my stream and they're like, what will you do for 5,000 bits? I'm like, what?
oh
Like, what
yeah,
we do 5,000 bits? I'm like, I don't. It's like I don't have
yeah,
any things I just do. It's like if you want to donate, that's great. I'll be thankful. But like, I don't know.
yeah.
It's weird,
No, I
man.
got you. I mean, there's
I feel
definitely
like there.
times where like, hey, if I donate somebody would be like, if I donate like 1,000 bits, can I play a game with you? And I'm like, dude, you don't have to donate to play a game with me. Like I have a queue. Like I play with people. You know, like you don't need to
Yeah.
do that. But if you want to support the stream, that's awesome. And they'll usually still donate something, you know, because I at least answered them and
Yeah.
explained that.
But
So
like, one thing I've found is sometimes someone will be like, if I donate 1,000 bits, can I play with you? I'm like, probably not. Just I don't want to like, uh, I don't want to say like I'm like selling myself in the terms of, oh, donate 1,000 bits so you can play with me, right? But then someone will come through and donate like, let's say 10,000 bits and then ask to play. I'm like, you can't really just say no. You know, it's just so weird, man. It's hard to be fair to everyone.
yeah, no, I totally get you, man. It's yeah, it's just a part of being a streamer on Twitch, I guess.
Yeah, there's like unwritten rules I think that viewers have, but just not many people know them.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, I'll definitely also. I mean, you gotta acknowledge that there are a large majority of people on Twitch that are
exactly.
younger, you know, and they don't understand how things work. So, like, I
Like
know a lot
sometimes
of.
I'll
What were you gonna say?
sorry, go ahead. I'll like try to explain things to them, and they just get so defensive and angry. I'm like, dude, it's like chill. Like I'm trying to
Yeah,
explain something to you, and they just get it's I don't know. Doesn't make sense to me.
yeah, yeah. It is what it is. So
Yeah.
I'll ask you one last thing because I did bring it up before the podcast. So conspiracy talk. How do you feel about aliens, Kadoosh? What does a 16-year-old think about aliens being out there?
All
Is that
right.
of concern to you?
I've actually thought about this before. Uh, it doesn't seem right that there's only one planet that has life on it. You know, we haven't even really explored like any other galaxies yet. So I'm like, how do we know there's not a different planet or whatever it is out there that has some sort of life on it, some sort of I don't want to you want to call it like a human or
Mm-hmm.
whatever animal, but like when I was younger, I had this thought. I was like, what if there's another planet so far away that people on it, right? Exact same as us, but they're so much more advanced than us, and it's like they just don't know we exist, and we don't know they exist. It's just like you never know, man.
It's totally possible. Yeah. So I mean, basically, the way that the Pentagon has gone about it, and there's somebody who is in a, because I'm really into Joe Rogan, so he talks about it a lot. He's had like Bob Lazar on, which is a guy who says he worked at Area 51, stuff like that. My understanding is that especially with like the videos that got declassified. They're called the Nimitz videos. They also refer to them as like the Tic Tac videos, Tic Tac UFOs. There was some fighter jets, and I don't remember what the year was. I want to say it was like, I'm totally pulling this year out of my ass. It was like 2009 or something. Like it was like a decade ago. Um, they they launched these fighter jets off an aircraft carrier to go intercept some aircraft, and these aircraft were caught on FLIR camera maneuvering in ways that defy our laws of physics.
Hmm.
And the Navy finally declassified them, and then after about a year or so, the Pentagon came out and said they're real. Those are real videos. And then there is a task force that was basically that it's their job to like investigate stuff like that. Somebody who was like a big head of that task force, now I'm slurring my words, just came out recently and said that we have off-world spacecraft. Like he's not a part of that task force anymore, but he came out and said like, yeah, we definitely have off-world spacecraft here.
Yeah, and like my grandpa, he was a pilot for a long time, and he has a story he used to tell us when we were younger. He was flying. It was like raining, so it was super cloudy, and he looked out to his left, and there was just like it. I don't remember what he said. There was like a bright light, right? It wasn't an airplane. There was nothing on his radar or anything. There was no one around him, but there was just like a bright light, and it looked like it was like an orb or something. And he like looked back at it and was just gone. Never saw it again.
Yep. Yeah.
I mean, it's like there's
I've
so
heard
many
stories like
things,
that.
man.
Yeah. So I mean, I think it's like it's like the I don't know if it was the British Prime Minister or something. He was like, we got tall whites living amongst us or something. So I don't know, man. Who knows? There's to me the conspiracies that really get me are the ones that are like historical and stuff. Like
Yeah.
one that I've always been fascinated by is the idea that Hitler could have escaped and like totally like lived out the rest of his life in Argentina or something. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's one that keeps me thinking sometimes. Um, like
I mean,
Bigfoot, stuff like that.
yeah,
I'm not gonna say it's not possible, but it's not likely at all.
yeah. And it's like Bigfoot is one of the things that you just know. It's like, come on. There's been sightings in like so many states. I'm like, well, where does he live? And it's like, come on. I think like I was watching a YouTube video of the Nelk boys, and they went to this guy who like literally like believes in Bigfoot. Like he's a diehard, like he like spends his life like looking for Bigfoot. And they just pranked him by saying it was just a super funny video, but there's people that like actually believe Bigfoot's real and they like dedicate their life to finding him.
Yeah, it's
It's crazy, man.
yeah. I mean, there's people who I feel like they see something and they have no other explanation for it, so they're like, it was this. Like that's their conclusion.
Yeah,
And then there's people out there who just want attention, and so they
exactly.
they fake things for attention. But people like Bob Lazar. Bob Lazar, he came out with his story about working at Area 51 because he felt like his life was threatened. Because the when you're that into those like top secret programs, basically they see any kind of red flag as like a weakness for them. So like basically what was happening
Yeah,
was he found out that his wife was cheating on them or cheating on him, and so for them that's something where it's like, oh, like that can mess with his work and stuff like that. So basically it's like, oh, we're gonna terminate him. He's not gonna work for us anymore.
yeah,
Well, he felt like they were gonna like legit off him. So he went out to the news and was like, this is what I've been working on. Like this is they have us trying to reverse engineer this aircraft and stuff. So and like he came out with that story and like he was interviewed and stuff like that, but then kind of like just disappeared. Like he just kind of kept to himself. Like it wasn't like he was going after it for fame. And then Joe Rogan had him on, and I highly encourage you to check that one out if you're into podcasts. It's Bob Lazar, so he like talks about Joe Rogan basically just asks him stuff about his what he saw and stuff like that. And he goes through it, but the way that he talks about it, the best way I could describe it is my take is that either he's like one of the greatest liars in the world because of how he
yeah.
talks about it, or Area 51 really has UFOs in it. That's just
I
that's
guess.
what I got from that. Um, so yeah, if you're looking for something spooky to listen to or something, there's one for
I'll
you.
definitely check that out. Sounds interesting, can't lie. But yeah, I mean, it just doesn't feel like there just couldn't be something out there. I don't know if it means that there's aliens trying to take over Earth like you see in the movies, but there's definitely something out there somewhere.
Yeah, I always go back to that quote. I forgot whose quote it is, but the quote was, there are two possibilities out there, and that's that we're not alone in the universe, and the other one is that we are alone in the universe, and both of those are equally terrifying, because it's like if we're alone, then
Exactly.
like what the hell, you know? But if we're not, then it's like, why haven't they contacted us? Like why are they hiding themselves, or are they so far that like we'll never reach each other in our lifetimes, you know, or in the lifetimes of our planets and stuff like that. There's so many questions that come up with that, you know.
Exactly.
There's the theory, like I think it's called the intergalactic zoo theory, and it's this theory that like, what if there's like a sign that we can't see that basically says like, humans here don't contact, like we're like an attraction. They just come by and like see the humans, like an ant farm, you know.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah,
I mean, there's so many things you could like think about in that. It's like,
yeah,
I mean, at that point, I feel like it's just like your imagination, and then you realize that your imagination could actually be real because you don't actually have any answers to anything.
yeah. I mean, Elon Musk, you know, there's a whole theory like we're in a simulation.
Yeah, and that's like the you hear about this Neuralink thing
Hmm.
that Elon Musk is coming out with. That's crazy to me.
Yeah,
That just we're gonna be
that's some
like that.
sci-fi stuff right there. That's some Black Mirror stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. Like in 20 years, we just don't even need to talk. We're just communicating through signals.
yeah,
Crazy, man.
yeah. All right, man. Well, I gotta go. I got some streaming to do and stuff, but I would love to have you on again, man. You're fun to talk to.
Yeah, sure, man.
Very, like I said,
Just
dude.
let me know.
You carry yourself very mature for your age, which I feel like
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
I feel like I was kind of like that at your age too. So I totally respect it, man. You seem like you got your head on straight.
Yes, sir. Well,
So
just let me know if you ever want me on again, and I will
yeah, and I'm
for
always down
sure.
to play whatever
All
games you
right.
can. Maybe probably not Fortnite, but
Yeah, I don't play that game off stream ever. I'll be
um,
honest.
I would love to play some more Phasmo. That's always fun.
Yeah, that game's fun. I've
So
been grinding that game, man.
yeah, I know, dude.
I'm almost level like 50, I think.
Jeez, what's the level cap?
Uh, so like the second day I was out, one of my friends was level 63, and I think he's like
What the
500 now. Like, I watched a Twitch
five
stream.
hundred?
Yeah, there's this guy. He's level 500. I'm being dead ass. All he does is he plays solos on like these professional missions, and he just grinds it. And he streams like 8 hours a day just playing this game. I'm like, dude, and he's actually funny because he doesn't get scared of the ghosts. He just like talks shit to the ghosts. It's pretty funny, man. I have to. I don't know if I followed him, but it's a funny dude, man.
That's funny. Yeah. All right, man. Well, it was great
Yeah, I'll
talking
hit
to
you
you.
up. Great
Yeah,
talking, man.
definitely be in touch. Take
Yes,
care.
sir. You too, man.
Peace.
Have a great rest of your day.
You too, man. Peace.
Peace.